On the track.
Many fantasies are being transformed into reality by modern science.
everybody? Good golly, Miss Molly. How's everybody doing today? Jeez, peas. Oh, my days. Y'all, this has been a minute. Bless. I see everybody. Bless. There we go. Gotta love it. Oh, we struggle streaming. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody has had a great day. And if you didn't have a great day, well, you're over here now. Take your time to relax. Got some brothers in the building tonight. They're going to be chilling out with us for a little bit. We're not going to stay all night because this is 15th episode overall in the season plan. But this is, I don't want to call it a comeback, but we're glad to be back. Let me hit the record button. For all those that are in the Apple podcast space and Samsung podcast space and Amazon podcast space, wherever you are when you hear this, I'm glad that you're back rocking out with your boy. And we're going to have a good conversation tonight. We're not going to be long because it's going to be this first episode that we've been back in a minute. But I've got some brothers that I'm going to bring up to the stage, some brothers that I really respect, and I'm learning so much from them in this space about the online decorum. Thank you. Actually, before we go any further, salute to Brother Gas Mask. And as you can see, it's Friday night. We've got a little bit of chilling out to do tonight. As you can see, I got the Scully on, and I don't care how anybody feels about it. I'm in my house, you in your house. Let's all relax. We got Brother Gas Mask, #1 mod in the building. Salute to him, and we're glad to have him in the building tonight. We're definitely going to be doing some things with him, so be on the lookout as we do support our brother. But at this time, without further ado, and you know what's funny? If you guys can see what I can see in the back, because like I don't know if I'm frozen, but I definitely know that Stan froze up for a minute. So a hot minute, I just saw him like this in the back. Oh, Stan, the man with the plan. What's going on with you, brother?
What's up,
Sophisticated man? Jerk. Hey, what's going on, man? You good? That's how you know I'm delayed. Sitting there and struggle streaming. Oh my diddly days.
All good.
Okay. We good. We got Sophisticated Jerk. He coming. Oh my days. Sophisticated Jerk.
What's good, Conrad? What's good, Stan? Well, welcome back, Conrad. Welcome back.
Oh, glad to be back in the building. And last but not least, he is not new to the space, but he's new to this side of the platform. We welcome our brother. He is knowledge and relationships, but we welcome him as M3. Salute M3.
What's
Mario
good,
in the Bill Dizzle.
What's up, everyone? Hey, I hope you guys make sure you guys and ladies get your minds right, because we're gonna be cooking together.
Oh yes, that's most definitely it. And you know what the thing is? I'm like, M3, you'll come to notice over here. And I remember Damien said this, but this is just my energy, man. I like to do really hype intros. So as I get to learn, and you'll see me and I'll message you and I'll be like, yo, dude, what about this? What about that? And you'll be like, okay, yeah, like I'm this, or I'm from this, or I'm from here. And trust me, best believe, as long as I'm not embarrassing you, I'm gonna fit it into the intro. So anytime you come up here, be well prepared for a good intro.
All right, for sure.
That is
Conrad,
for
I
sure.
see you got the belt behind you back there, man.
Oh yeah, you know. I'm the neighborhood champion, you know what I mean?
Okay. I see that.
Neighborhood
setup,
champion.
I like your setup now.
Yeah, it's going through some changes. It's a lot better than what it was, but it's still got a lot of ways to go. So I ain't complaining. God is good, man. God is good. How's everybody's day? How was everybody's day today?
Oh, it's pretty good, man. Pretty good. How about you, man? How was your day?
Man, I can't complain. Got into the clinic this morning. Was able to make sure everything was straight, and so I could get out of the clinic and enjoy this long weekend that is ahead of us. Get into some good food, some good cooking. Man, I came home, looked in the fridge. I was like, no Diddy, what's all this meat in the fridge?
But I do got a little bit of smoke for you, Conrad, off the rip.
What's up? What's up?
You know, you're my boy, so I was like, I got to pull up and support the homie, but you made me miss Tia Mowry's TV show. It was currently on TV right now. I was indulged.
The hell, bro, don't miss me with that, bro.
I had to make a life decision. I was like, damn, I got to support my brother. But
well, you made the right life decision because it seemed. Don't you see that how all the men running away from her seem to be doing monumentally better right now? I mean, I do.
Absolutely,
I'm just saying. Yes. One brother ran and got 75 million. All I'm saying, I'm trying to see what that be like. In the word to quote the famous Mike Epps. So you good. It'll be somewhere on repeat, brother. You good. Oh man. Like, man, why you gotta hit the trigger as soon as you come in?
I had to put that out there because she was on a speed dating episode. So yeah, I was like, man, I gotta support my brother.
Yeah, well, we might as well just get into this because I don't understand. We might as well just jump into this. Oh, but before we do that, and get everybody to do a proper introduction for those who don't know you. But again, if you're pulling up, this is the Darealreel podcast where we are real people having real conversations about real things. Tonight, we are coming to you live from YouTube. You will be able to re-watch this recorded and reposted. It'll be on Facebook. We've got a great brother in the background. He's very humble, and I want to shout out Brother LJ because he's always helping me in the background, pushing me to not give up on the game, but at the same time to just share the bit of knowledge and expertise or knowledge and wisdom that I've seemed to gain over these 39 years of living. And so I want a big shout out to Brother LJ in the back. He's a humble brother, but he's doing so much work for the platform that I cannot complain. And so as we go forward, you guys will be able to reach out to us and see what's going on. And as we support these brothers that are up here now, definitely as we get them to drop their handles and give us all the information, we will be reposting it on a weekly basis. And don't be surprised if you see their shows being reposted. We will be over there. So anything we do, we're going to make sure that we curtail our schedule over here to what our brothers are doing. Because if we talking about community, the community, if you ain't supporting the community, then we ain't about the community. And that's just how I feel about it over here. And that's church. So, you know, actually, I'm gonna let you brothers introduce yourselves, and then I want to get to this one part right quick. Go ahead, brothers. Stan, go first.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Stan Joseph, aka Big Herc 510 on IG. I'm Team Single, which stands for, is an acronym that stands for Stress is Now Gone, Living Effortlessly. But I'm still open today, but not open for no marriage. I'll open your legs, but not your heart.
brother.
And that's it.
Okay.
Hey, sophisticated jerk.
Yeah, I can't top that one. But no, it's a sophisticated jerk. You know, my channel, the Manic Sophistication. You know, also on IG, you can catch me the Sophisticated Jerk. But you know, I'm also rock on knowledge and relationships. You know, we got some shows popping over there too, and you know, of course, we're gonna hold down Conrad. But I will just say this: I'm married. But if Oprah ever gets at me, I am for sale. You know, so I'll just put it out there like that.
This guy's
step aside.
Secure the lifestyle. That's what I'm talking about. Secure the lifestyle.
I told you, Mel Gold Diggers. We 2025, man.
Oh my days. I can't with you right now. Knowledge, give us something reasonable, man.
Yeah. You know, so I falls fresh off the boat. We used to do secure the visa. Now we've gone up. Secure the lifestyle.
Yeah, we leveling up out here. We try to meet these chicks at the finish line.
Exactly.
With documentation and contracts.
Hey, y'all be quiet. Let M3 introduce
I know,
himself.
man. Let me introduce myself real quick. I gotta give us something reasonable because stuff y'all saying is already ignorant, right? All right, so let me give you guys the reasonable side of it. All right, hello everybody. Look, matter of fact, can I, you got some dating music right now? Because you mind if I play something? All right, because
Go ahead, brother.
all right, for sure. Dating music. Let's go. All right, ladies, right?
Rico.
Yeah, so this is your boy M3 from Knowledge and Relationships on YouTube. I'll be working with Stan, Joseph Lee Thompson. I'll be working with Sophisticated Jerk. You can catch my handle on Oakland_artist84. Okay. I'm transitioning from, being married to now living in singlehood. And my sole mission to clap those cheeks, right? Anyways. But now on the real, I'm just here to talk shit and have a good
time. Yo, I can't breathe right now.
Conrad, like, what the hell did I get myself into?
Hey, that was good music too, M3.
Oh my days!
No doubt.
This is how you know I've settled into fatherhood, because as soon as he played that music, there's a scene in Trolls 2 where they hire like this one troll to take out all the other trolls, and he comes in with the clarinet and just starts playing the same song and takes Poppy, the Princess Poppy. So as soon as you played that, I'm just like, oh gosh, man. Anybody watches, if I get any messages at all, I'm not even vetting them. I'm sending them to you. Okay. you and your clarinet, I'm sending them to you. I'm just letting you know that from now.
Hey, right now, there's a lot of humble girls that's out there, and salutes to the ones that's going through like the storms out in Florida. But from what I was hearing, like, women are looking for men and looking for shelter. So I know I live in California. I have a dry cape to save you, but you got to come up to California. So I'm just saying, ladies. All right.
Yeah. As you even mentioned that, I saw a post about that. I was kind of like, are we serious right now? Like, the girls, like, they propose, hey, we need help. We need saving. We got rafts. We got everything. Just let us know, and you can come over here, or we could come to where you are. I was like, I'm sorry, but there's certain times where I believe certain people shouldn't have social media. And that definitely would have been it, because I would have loved for somebody to post up what she was saying before the hurricane came. We pray, we hope that her and her family's all right. But I would have loved for somebody to find a post where she said, I don't need no man, and I don't need this, and y'all ain't this. Hurricane season done come real quick.
Yeah,
look how that.
There was actually a video. Stan, he sent this to the group chat. But it was a video that O'Shea had, Dude Jackson had posted, and you know how you always hear like those, our beautiful queens, right? I mean, queens could be anyone, not just black women. All right, this disclaimer out there. I'm not. Look, I could get non-relationships canceled, but I'm not going to get this channel canceled. All right, but look, the women, it was like
stop.
It was like, hey, back then it was like, I don't need no man. I could do everything by myself, all by myself, right? Just giving themselves the credit. Now you got women that's trying to clarify. This is the first time I ever hear a woman clarifying, like, hey, brothers, I just want to clarify what we said when we used to say we don't need a man. To like, we need men. We just don't need like those dirty type of dogs that I'm like, get out of here. I ain't trying to hear that. Keep that same energy.
I wonder how come they're not going to the bear.
Because the bear was smart enough to go build its cave and reinforce it with mud and that deep clay. That bear ain't taking no applications right now. The bear is like, you outside, man. That I feel sorry for you. Maybe the squirrels got some room for you. Nope. The squirrels be like, nope, we ain't got no room. All we holding is nuts over here. All we holding is nuts.
Oh man.
For real. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. But before we go on and we get a little unsophisticated, I want to pay some homage very quick to some notable people that have passed on. And Reason why I say this is because in some way, shape, or form, they have affected our lives, not for the worse, but in many different forms for the better. You know, when Dikembe Mutombo passed, I remember we were at work and we were trying to explain this to somebody who Dikembe Mutombo is. Obviously, well, I shouldn't say obviously, but this was a young lady who wasn't really into sports. So in explaining this to her, it was a little awkward at first. And then, you know, we had to kind of do like the raspy voice with the finger wagging. And then she goes, "Oh, the guy that Michael Jordan dunked on." I was like, "Yeah, that's the one." He passed to you, right? You dead. And this is how people choose to identify who you are and how you've died. But yeah, we salute Dikembe Mutombo in his passing. Definitely a titan within basketball, revolutionized the fact that now a broke man's version of him, which is Rudy Gobert, can get, you know, $75 million for being a lesser version of him. Salute to the honorable Dikembe Mutombo. Next, we've got Mr. James Earl Jones. For those of you who are not old enough to know who this brother is, you need to go back and get a movie called Coming to America. And if you are not affiliated or assimilated with that, go and get Lion King. When you hear this, Simba, you are my son. That is James Earl Jones. And for those of you who will refuse to believe, you can look it up. This man also played Darth Vader. Luke, I am your father. That was James Earl Jones. And this man, literally, when I found that out, brothers, I'm not going to lie to you. I literally just found out the Darth Vader thing the other day when I was looking it up. I hate to say this, but if it wasn't for him passing, I wouldn't even know that. I honestly thought they had, you know, an all Caucasian brother behind that mask with maybe some I don't know, tissue paper or something over his mouth. But, you know, salute to James Earl Jones. I think that really actually goes to show the diversity in his uniqueness and just how he was made. And that in itself is a blessing. Salute to James Earl Jones. Bill Cobbs, oh my days! When he passed earlier this year, but I did shout him out on the last show that I did back in July, but I wanted to bring it back again. I mean, I'm a movie buff, guys. Demolition Man, my dude Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone. He was the cop that after Sylvester got out of the ice and they brought him into the station to give him his new roles and everything. And he was the rookie cop that was now the old dispatcher sitting behind the desk. Most notable, but he's accomplished many things in his illustrious career. All really, one thing that I didn't know about his career is that he was noted as being instrumental in the screenplay and the directing of The Bodyguard. I didn't know that. Again, so, you know, there's a lot of these figures that were doing many different and great things that, you know, really touched and impacted some aspect of the culture, so to speak. And we salute Bill Cobbs, definitely another great brother, influential brother. And we thank him for his contribution to society at large. Fat Man Scoop. Oh my days. Where Yeah. Fat Man Scoop. When I say the minute I heard that he passed, every single mixed CD from high school, Fat Man Scoop, Timberland. What I say, y'all gotta do whatever I say. Bro, I had to go back and pull up some songs. And I was just shout out, man. Real talk. Big pioneer. What a very fun guy, high energy, and real talk. I don't think for me, especially when I look at my high school days, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have had a chance at being anywhere near as popular if it wasn't for this brother here. He done made me the socialite that I came to be. So definitely to Fat Man Scoop, we salute you. We salute you. We salute you, sir. Bill Walton, for all y'all who thought, oh, this is just going to be, and for all y'all who's going to watch this and think that, oh, we was only going to have the Black Panther Party up here. Wrong again. Bill Walton. If we don't have Bill Walton, we don't have the movie Tropic Thunder. If you don't believe me, go look up this man when he was in his Blazers uniform. Yeah, you think Will Ferrell got it just because he thought about it? No, Tropic Thunder, and that movie comes from this man when he had a nice red fro, and the way he used to wear that he had them rolling sideburns. So definitely shout out to Bill Walton. Definitely for a lot of years he was color commentating once he was done playing. Definitely passed on a lot of wisdom. Wish he would have told his son how to be a better player. But, you know, to God be the glory, he was on his team with Kobe. So it worked out just fine. It worked out just fine. His son was able to get a championship, or one or two, I think it was one. Yeah, salute Bill Walton. Jerry West, the logo. Salute to you, sir. I wish you would have taught the Lakers the front office of the Lakers how to be better at their jobs, and maybe, just maybe, LeBron wouldn't be in the situation that he's in, but that's not your fault, sir. We salute you for being an icon, a trailblazer in the league, and thank you. I don't care how y'all feel about this, but thank you for letting the black people in. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Right? That one went silent. I'm putting no sound effects behind that one. I do not care. Salute to Carl Weathers. If y'all don't know this man, if there's no him, there's no Creed. But at the same time, if there's no him, maybe, just maybe, that Russian would have got knocked out sooner. And that's another story for another day. Very influential, great actor. I can't say enough. And I would think for any brothers that is trying to be in shape and tip top, if you're not trying to look like this brother, I think they should have made him a black Superman, really and truly. I really do think they should have made him a black Superman when he was playing Creed. This brother was in top form. Salute to Carl Weathers. We salute you in your passing, sir. Willie Mays. You know what? You ever see, hey brothers, you ever see somebody and you're like, yeah, like they're really great, or they're really good at what they do, but you never want to make them mad? I kind of picked that up from this brother. What you guys feel about that? Like, I don't know, like, he's serious, especially for the times that he was in, but I wouldn't want to mess with him. Like, I wouldn't want to make him angry.
So you got that look. What's your thoughts?
Stand quiet.
There was a great interview that he did. It was very insightful. He did talk about the Negro League and all the stuff he had to go through, and it wasn't for the people on his team. Like, he was grateful for that, but also just like all the stuff he had to go through. It was hard for him to go back to that field. It was like a field he went back to where this all started, and he still remembered everything, the hardship he had to go through. So yeah, this is a man that if the young people saw him, they're trying to pump him around, they'll be introduced to old man strength. So,
for real.
It's that old man character in them, you know?
Yeah.
And you know what the thing is like, I looked at, as I was kind of putting this little collection together, there's one thing that kind of stuck out to me, or kind of made me think about, I guess, what I'm trying to bring to the community that I live in through my family, and even on these YouTube streets, is when other people don't like me, or other people are not rooting for me, am I still going to stay on my purpose? You know what I mean? Like, am I really just going to show up and get the job done because it needs to be done and I'm able to get it done? Or am I going to sit here and whimper and waver because something might not be in my favor? I don't know. When I look at him with the same respect that I look at with I always looked at with my grandfather. And my grandfather, he will You know what I mean? He'll toe the line for you. He'll fight for you. He'll fight with you. But man, if you ever get that man mad, I remember I seen him rip a tree out the ground as we used to have this house, and we had about an acre of land in the backyard. And he didn't need no ox, nothing. He was the ox, and he was everything. And this one tree was in his way, man. And I literally seen him just chopped up a little bit of the roots, just grabbed it, 2 hands, just boom, boom, shook it, ripped it out the ground. And that kind of strength, that kind of fortitude, that kind of that really just grit, and I got to get it done. That's how I look at Willie Mays, man. That's how I look at Willie Mays. So salute to brother Willie Mays. Rest in power, sir.
Hey,
Rest in
real
power.
quick, let me just touch on something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think Willie Mays, I like what Stan was kind of saying, because you guys talked about the physical toughness, but I think one thing we never really mentioned is mental toughness. Because you hear a lot of people nowadays, they're talking about like the hardships they go through, but just imagine, like, man, he was born in 1931. So when he came into the league, it was just like him and probably like a handful of other, black dudes that was playing baseball. So the hardships they had to deal with to, pave that road for everybody else, like getting dogs sick on them, having to go to like separate water faucets, so yeah, just that comes to mind when I be thinking of people like Willie Mays. And, even when I sat down and talked to my grandfather, the stuff they had to go through with the segregation and stuff. So not just the ability to push through that stuff to understand like, hey, I have to do this so I can give other people the lane. So it's like very selfless too. So it's the mental toughness with the selflessness. So yeah, I like what y'all was saying. So yeah, he definitely a legend in my book.
Hey, Conrad, I want to say something, reply to something that you mentioned about people who talk about you, or like when you have to do things, you might have to do it alone. It's like, who are these people? They can talk, but where were they before? And a lot of times that's where you have to put people at. Where you were before, you were nothing. You were nothing to nobody.
Intermission.
So you just got to keep on going as if they weren't there to begin with, because a lot of time those people don't even have the opportunities that you have, and that's it. You're given opportunity for a reason, so it doesn't matter what people have to say.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that is big.
I don't know, y'all. I don't know what just happened over here right now, but something happened. It's miraculous, so I'm gonna keep flowing with it. I'm not even gonna say it and jinx it. But yeah, no, I definitely rock with everything that y'all just said. Trust me, everything was supposed to drop just now and it didn't, and I'm blessed for that. So so I said I ain't gonna mess with nothing right now. We gonna definitely keep pushing. What do you got here? Oh my days, Louis Gossett. Definitely, I'm glad for this brother. Definitely glad for this brother. You know what the funny thing is though? I had to really made sure, because I watched so many different movies and he's been in so many different roles. I remember at one part I thought okay, don't get me wrong about this. Did he not play a Shaft in a movie or something?
I thought he
or
did.
A version?
Yeah,
I thought he did.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I'm not the only one. I just didn't want to feel like a fool in saying that, but that was one thing when I was pulling up this list, I was like I could have swore this man played a Shaft at one point. But yes, definitely Louis. And I think I'm mixing him up. I was about to put him in another movie that he wasn't in, but definitely shout out to this brother. Rest in power, Mr. Lewis. Oh, somebody else pulled up. Oh no. You know what the funny thing is? I thought this man was gonna be too busy because he got that pretty boy privilege. He ain't rugged like the rest of us. You know what I mean? This man right here, this brother right here. Hold on, I gotta get my days. I gotta get music. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. This brother right here, coming to you Mr. Can I Get Some Podcast? Can we put our hands together for Mr. Yellowbone Damien in the building?
Yellowbone.
What's going on with you, bro? Yo, I was almost called him. What's going on with you, brother?
I'm good. I saw you guys up here fellowship, but I was like, let me go on and jump on this thing. Now
Yeah, man, come break some bread with us, man. Come break some bread. We were just taking a minute to yell.
Salute,
oh my
dude,
days.
What's up, D?
Yeah. What's up? Oh, by the way, Louis Gossett Jr. was never Shaft. That was Richard Roundtree, and he passed away too. But it's Richard.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Salute to Richard Roundtree. Okay. See, I knew I was getting too many movies, too many shows, mixing them up. Man, I'll tell you, there's some of these Saturdays, I call all these brothers uncles because they definitely kept me inside the house and away from danger at certain times. Thank you for your service, brothers.
He that Officer and the Gentleman role. I think that was his first Oscar, and he really rocked that role. He did. He was a legendary actor. He was one of my favorites.
Man,
yeah, he had a lot of roles, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like there, and I don't know how. Like again, I can only say this within a certain sphere. So don't crucify me on this. But back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, BET Canada was actually popping, like especially with the Saturday movies. Like it was really rocking. And I don't think there was a week that went by where this man wasn't in one movie that they played. So I got to see a lot of his work real good. And I mean, maybe, all those jokes in those movies was ahead of my time at that time. But, man, like, these brothers had some like swag, and then when you would see them step out in public and do shows and stuff, they just really poised, and they weren't like overly talkative, but they just had a smooth way of operating, man. And that's how I always looked at Louis, man. Always smooth operator on that level. And definitely as we get ready for Sunday evening show, we will bring back the one hitter quitter. I was going to do it today because Lord knows there were some topics I wanted to hit. YSL and their case going on in Atlanta, Georgia. One of the most expensive cases in Atlanta, Georgia history for Fannie Willis. And they're doing a horrible job. I might say one would even assume that, let's say, why the whole of the YSL enterprise, as they would want to present it, was guilty. These brothers must have PhDs in how to commit crimes and get away with it, because the DA does not know what the hell they are doing at all. And that is embarrassing. Here I am trying to rock out and say, okay, maybe they have a case. And we got Judge Whitaker literally holding a belt to these women, our sisters, who's supposed to be doing a phenomenal job. And they started off strong, but then they encountered little Woody. And he said, what you mean? Then told the other one that she don't smell good and that she needs to wear baby powder because it's hot outside, instead of just sitting there walking around with all that tied up girdles on and whatever she got going on. And they just I ain't impressed with that. So, we were going to hit on that. Y'all can clearly see how I feel about that. Then there was Mr. Diddy. I'm about to, in some way, shape, or form, go down. And I'll tell you, I didn't start listening to rap until 96, right? In 96, for me here, being in Toronto, Canada, Biggie and Tupac was it. Right? Like I knew about some other people in the game. There was the Ice Cubes, the LL Cool J's for certain tracks that they had, but for like grittiness and kind of rawness, as much as it was presented to us, Tupac and Biggie was it. So I'm sitting here vibing out to Tupac and Biggie, and then they get shot. I was upset. And especially coming up as a pastor's grandson, my grandmother could never understand it. She was like, what do you mean you mad because Tupac and Biggie got shot? Jesus died for your sins. I was like, no, but Tupac and Biggie got shot. You don't understand, Grandma. This is a problem for me. I just started listening to rap. And so I've been doing this deep dive since they died. I've been waiting for I'm 39 now. I'm about to be 40 this year. And when I tell you, I've been waiting for something to happen so that all the people that is involved, I've been calling out Jay-Z about it, because the way I look at things is if I put out something against Damien's life, right? I would never do that, but I'm just saying as an example. If I try to, you know what I mean, get all the women that is running after Damien, and I try to get him out the way, I would hope that you brothers would look and be like, okay, who stand to make the most amount of money or gain the most from this brother being removed? Right? Certain times you got to play chess, but when people is playing checkers and the checkerboard's right in front of you, just look at the board. So that's the way I looked at it. So I was calling out certain people. So with this whole baby oil slipping and sliding going on, that's just how I feel about that. You know, some people, all they need is for kids' dad to show up with that belt, and right when they get slipping on that baby oil, oh, that belt needs to come down.
He could have talked to out of that. He could have been like, you know what? Because I've been to like, you know, military parties where they've had, like, I've been to shows where they've had like oil wrestling. It's like, yeah, I was gonna have a bunch of chicks wrestling in a kiddie pool. I mean, and it would have been nothing. They'd be like, oh yeah, because you can see that everybody's seen like Revenge of the Nerds and all that shit when they do that kind of stuff. So yeah, he could like, yeah, I was about to have a oil and lube wrestling party at the house. That's all. And they'd be like, oh, okay, that's good. But now it's thinking that now it turned into this whole thing is like him pouring baby oil on men and women and sliding around on the floor. I mean, I'm like, come on, you got a bad PR person if you can't talk your way out of that.
he did too much, man. Too much exposure. Too many people involved. Yeah, Diddy went too wild, man. His ego.
But the thing is, like, there's so many people involved where it's just like it's like. This is what I think. I think that Cassie stuff he did, that was horrible. And if he's going to jail for assaulting her, I'm all with that. But that other stuff is just, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I'm one of the few people who think it's not going to go anywhere.
Nah, I think they got tapes on him, man, when they did them raids. That's what I'm saying. I think he got so much stuff on him. Because even if you look at Cassie's, you know, because at first I was like, what she's doing don't make no sense. But I looked at her submittals of like the documents. Man, she had like an outline of the hotels, the year. I was like, man, she was jotting notes. So I just think a lot of them females he kept around, man, they was like, we gonna catch him slipping. We gonna.
And that's what I'm saying. He may come off some bread, but I think realistically, it ain't illegal to be a freak. It ain't illegal to be around freaky stuff. It ain't illegal.
That's facts. Yeah.
No, it's not illegal. It's not illegal to definitely be a freak, but that whole aspect of, you see, the thing is if he has threatened anybody that's notable behind the scenes now, and this is not a conspiracy theory, because if he has tapes on people that either didn't know he had tapes, or if they even thought he did, they were like, nah, this boy ain't stupid enough to go bring that to the light. Now he's in a situation because of somebody else or something else that he did. Now certain things are coming to light. So if he has, let's say, out of the whole group, the whole consortium, if he has literally pissed off anybody that feels that, okay, he really could release my tape, that's where he's going to get hit on, in my opinion. And there's going to be a whole bunch of maneuvering behind the scenes to be able to make that happen. The whole aspect of the situation.
I think they'd be like, if they're high enough, they'd be like, we need to protect this man. Time served, a couple of fines here and there. He loses his companies and stuff like that. But if he spends more than a year in any type of incarceration, I'd be highly surprised. And that's gonna be like minimal security shit. I'm not talking about regular Rikers and nothing like that. Well, he in LA, right? So it'd probably be like Folsom or something like that. You know, he ain't gonna be like that, but he's gonna be in like some. I just don't see it. I think there's too. It's just too ambiguous. There's too much ambiguity to be like, to be like, you know, he definitively done that, when it seems like a lot of these people were consenting adults in the operation, except for, like I said, if they get him for the Cassie brutality, which I think the statute of limitations on that is kind of iffy. But as far as maybe they found some drugs in a hotel, maybe they get him on a little bit of something like that. But he got multi-million-dollar lawyers. They'll plead that out or whatever. But I don't know.
What
I think it's
I think a lot of it's gonna be civil. You know, like a lot of lawsuits.
Exactly.
But yeah, as far as jail time, I'm with you on that, because they don't got too much to hold him unless he has something on recording that was over the top. But other like you said, yeah, you can't go to jail for being freaky. So yeah, you're right.
Even
Nah,
the chick who's suing him for like saying him and his bodyguard assaulted him. The bodyguard's counter suicide, never met you, and then her boyfriend was like, she bribed me to try to say that to corroborate my story. It's just like it's all these chicks are just it's a money grab, and he's gonna come off. I think he's gonna probably lose $15-20 million in this whole mess with lawyers
for y'all people. Hey, PSA to the ladies that think that just because you happen to get invited to the party that you can come off some bread. This is a different generation. This is not Bill Cosby. Y'all can't just say you were part of the Quaalude party and somebody's gonna believe you. Really and truly, make sure if you gonna do this, your story is up to par and has merits to it, because they will make you look like a fool when this case hits live.
Yeah.
When that button goes play, and that's a good point, Damien. Like, his lawyers, they're not your regular run of the mill like mid-tier lawyers. These are Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe, Steph Curry, Magic Johnson, Dr. J, Larry Bird, and Phil Jackson coaching from the sidelines. Like, they're not coming in there to play. And anybody that is lying on him, that's where this is going to be funny, because whatever money he loses, he's definitely going to gain something back off somebody.
Yeah, and I didn't want to turn this into a whole like Diddy stream or whatever like that, because I know you had a subject.
It's a good topic, though, man.
Yeah, but the thing is with I just want to say one final thing. It was like, it's going to be super hard, because anybody who gets up to testify against them, they're going to have their lives ripped apart, because either they were probably doing some wild sex stuff, they were probably doing drugs, they probably were getting paid. A lot of these women, because that's one of the charges, is like he was transporting over state lines for prostitution and what have you.
Yep.
So, and these are high profile. Some of these are like higher profile IG, top of the tier IG model, like regular models too, well-known models. So they got to be prepared to have their life ripped apart. So I got a feeling a lot of these chicks was like, wasn't me like Shaggy,
Nah, y'all underestimate the hunger of a 304. They 1 foot from an OnlyFans page. Y'all think they don't? They be writing tell-all books. They about to go all in. They about to show up. There's gonna be a line of them going to the.
Yeah, let them show up, and this is exactly what they're gonna run into.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
Yeah, I feel man, and that's where I feel sorry, because there's some delusion. We gonna get into this, but there's some delusional individuals out there that are really gonna think that they're about to come up off a payday just because they think that whatever Diddy did do, which they may or may not know anything about, is gonna be enough to get them paid without having to corroborate something. New York is not gonna drop the ball on this. If they're bringing this case, they don't mind losing. But there's a difference between losing and literally dropping the ball.
Yeah.
Like if this was the one hitter quitter, LeBron James, my son is better than most of these guys in the league. Drop the ball. Drop the ball. That's a drop the ball. So just in case anybody's watching and you don't know what we mean, that's what we mean. So, but yeah, we're going to leave Diddy and his Vaseline freak-offs alone right now. There's baby powder and baby oil and all type of... hold on. One more thing. You say that again, M3?
Now I said, shout out to Johnson & Johnson. They lost a valuable customer,
They stock went like this.
I said plummeted, huh?
Like, our quarterly, what's up with our quarterly earnings?
They just be all sitting there in the boardroom, came back from vacation. They're like, whoa, what's that? What's that dip right there? What's that dip right there?
Norwegian quarterly earnings are.
They're like, we're not used to this. What's going on? Somebody talk to Combs, sir. He's locked up at the moment. What do you mean he's locked up? Who did this?
Break them out.
Go get him now.
What they said, they send them cakes with files in it. The CEO of Johnson and Johnson.
Oh man, they go make sure they get their money. They'd be like, hey, we can fast forward your subscription we got premium baby oil. This one's not even out on the market yet. You can cook it and use it for free, cops, all at the same time. Oh my.
Oh man.
You go see Jay-Z coming out with it. Yo, I believe this.
Jay too. They tried to get Foxy to say that she was messing with him when she was underage. She was like, nah. I'm from New York. We don't do that. We're like, we don't snitch and nothing happened.
Well, nah.
Like I said, I know you have to stop.
I'll leave that alone. I'll leave that alone because then my personal bias will come out in that, and I'll just leave that alone, and I'll concede to what you just said. With that said, so we say what is that? YSL, that's Diddy. Since y'all brought her up, I wasn't gonna bring her up because I genuinely don't like her. Like, I don't like anything that she said. I don't like her stupid show. I don't like her shadow. I don't like her. Okay, what's her name? Is it Tia or Tina?
Lamar. I hate the way you dress. I hate the way you know that song.
Yeah.
The way that you dress.
It's about to be a whole Drake moment. Shut up and go make some beats. BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy.
Who we talking about?
It's about to be one of them. What's her name? Is it Tia?
Yeah, Tia. Yeah.
This girl is the simple. She's so simple. And I don't mean like simple as in simple life, like you take her home and you'll not have no problems. I mean like what goes on in the nucleus of her brain. Like out of all the things to put on your own TV show, and I haven't watched it, but I just saw clips. Why would you go and admit that you literally divorced the man because it doesn't really have anything to do with your happiness? You just got bored of repeating the same cycle, wash, rinse, repeat every day, and you wanted to be in these streets.
Like, right, I think you're being a little too hard on her, man. I think she's going through her journey of self.
Don't want to hear it, bro.
Journey of self-love. She's trying to find herself. She just graduated from a divorce, so I think we need to like give her some compassion and
you know what? I hope. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I hope she graduates all right. As soon as Diddy gets off all this mess, she can graduate herself right to the next Diddy party. Get some baby oil for herself.
Didn't she? I think I did hear some. I think she said like, dude was like the first and only dude she's ever been with. Oh man,
she ain't never dated outside of him. She ain't never kissed nobody outside of him. He was the first for everything.
Yeah, no, that's facts.
On her recent TikTok, she put out that she's on her whole phase.
Oh, she said that?
About happiness over everything. Get out of here.
That's what we just recorded it come out on Monday. But yeah, we was like breaking it down. I was like, man, that was a question I asked y'all. I was like, hey, y'all think Tia's on her whole phase and stuff? And Stan was giving me pushback on that.
No, she needs to go back to her husband. These streets gonna eat her up.
No, she can't go back. Corey, where's the camera? Corey, hard, whatever the heck the rest of your name is. Bro, don't do it. Love your kids, okay? Go out there and find a more qualified woman to be your wife, okay? Now, no, real talk. Corey Hardrick, if you see this, please, I'm a simple brother from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I don't want to see you just came up off of a bag, okay? There's other brothers who have been through it like you. Eric Spoelstra, coach of the Miami Heat. When his divorce was final, they gave him the extra $120 million. They were waiting for his divorce to be final. Brother, don't mess up your blessing. Please, I tell you, don't make me preach this. Please don't make me preach this, sir. Even the Bible says it's better to be on the rooftop of a house than to be in the house with a brawling woman. Don't do it, sir. Yeah, don't do it, sir. Jesus didn't take the woman at the well. He said, go thy way and leave all those other men alone. Don't do it, Corey.
Please don't do it.
No, thank you. Because I honestly, and we're going to go into this, and this is kind of leading into our topic, but I get so sick and tired of some of these arguments. And I mean, social media is one thing. Social media is going to present and sometimes the funniest and the worst of people's opinions in terms of being able to make a point about what a relationship standard could be or couldn't be, and who's ideally fit to be in a relationship, husband, wife, long-term relationship, whatever it is, right? But I'm going to say this for the women that watch and follow this platform over here. Do yourself a favor. Stop following these individuals, these Kardashians and these Tia Mowrys. They're not qualified to tell you who's qualified to be a wife. I'm sorry. Hopefully somebody else is telling you the truth on their platform, and if they're not, I'm not holding them necessarily accountable. But I'm gonna tell you the truth over here. You can't look to these women that have never been wives a day in their life and I graduated from what? You're an idiot. I saw that whole interview, and for any woman who listens to that and says, yes, I can graduate, are you dumb? You're sitting there making less than $100,000 after taxes a year, and you think that you're just going to magically go leave your husband and everything's going to be fine? Ma'am, that is not the case. Don't be stupid. Don't wreck your house because you were sat up late one night with heartburn and decided to turn on Tia Mowry's TikTok and catch something from it. It's not going to work for you. And you're going to get on TikTok and the whole world's going to make a meme out of you, because you don't understand that your crying face is ugly and ain't nobody like it. So please don't do it. And if you can't be a good wife, leave the good men alone. Life is already hard enough. Ain't nobody want to come home and fight you.
You okay?
Where's my bomb? Where's my bomb? I'll go to the heavenly choir on this one.
I thought you were talking about some weed. You're like, where my bomb at? I'm like, oh, okay. You got white worked up.
No, man.
You got white worked up? Damn.
No, I'm good. I got my coffee right here. We good right now. But like, Lord have mercy. Like, man. Anyways, so yeah, that's how I feel about that. And for those who never had a one-hitter quitter, it can get real heated. It might take over the show. It might not. But we'll save that for a Sunday evening. And actually, speaking of that, M3 Sophisticated, I forgot to copy these down. Everybody, make sure you post your links in the back chat. Gas mask, I'm going to throw them in the chat and then repost them as we go through the rest of the show. So we make sure we get that out in rotation consistently. So yeah, guys, throw your handles for everything. Well, not everything, because I don't know. Well, Mr. Yellowbone, I mean, you
I'm right in the desert right now. I ain't doing shit on. I'm super busy. If I got to seriously, if luckily something opened up today where I could just be like, you know what, I'm gonna jump on this catch. Crazy. Life's been crazy, man.
Well, no, that's good though. But that's good. A busy man is a good man. Busy man is a good man. Busy man is a good man. Yeah, drop those handles in the back. I'll get them posted as we go through. Yeah, so we're not gonna do one hit or quitter. I think we've done enough of that. In the meantime, I wanted to make sure that I'm still within the guidelines, because I said I wasn't gonna hold these brothers long tonight, especially for the first show being back. But if you're in the building, you're watching, wherever you're watching, whenever you're watching, please do me a favor. Hit the like and hit the subscribe and hit the share. I'm so glad and so fortunate to have these brothers coming from, I don't want to say the other side of the world, but like, we in different, I'm in Canada, they're in the States. Like, I wish I could be as, as handsome as well, I'll say as Yellowbone. M3, he's got that suave to him. Jerk. Jerk he's a sophisticated jerk. I ain't never been that a day in my life. I'm either just a jerk or an asshole. And then Stan, the man with the plan. These brothers are gold. They diamonds on a bad day and rubies on an off day. And my God, is platinum that you can't find a price for. Salute to you, brothers, and thank y'all for being here. Yeah, Stan, this is how I do it over here. I got to big up the brothers when they come through. So without further ado, we're going to get into the crux, the main course of what we're doing tonight, what we're talking about. And again, for those that is in the comments and in the section, and maybe or maybe not, you didn't see what the topic is, but tonight, as the banner rolls across, are you living the standards you expect others to meet? And I have this little clip, and I want to bring it to the forefront because on one hand, in this time and space, we're dealing with obviously relationships. And as we go through, I think there's been a lot of bad advice and bad information that has come out. But I also do think that there are some things that have hit. And I think this will help us to get a conversation going as to meeting standards and living the standard.
Or submissive, and then they say if ...
Let me just pull that back. Let's get that restarted back up again because I don't like how it was tripping.
They can be naturally feminine or submissive, and then they say if ... which means condition.
For sure. Yeah.
Right? While expecting that on our first date, I'm opening the door for you. If some dude jump out with a gun, I'm jumping in front of it. So it's like my masculinity, it should be initial, but yours should be conditional. There is a lot of resistance. And I think that resistance is based on women's idea that they are benevolent.
Okay, so like a disclaimer, right? You know, any woman I'm on a date with and something happens, I'm not jumping in front of no one. All right. I'm not using you as a shield. Be like, hey, you can take her. All right. There's plenty of fishes in the sea.
He's like, he's a runner, he's a track star.
Star.
Oh
no.
Oh my days.
My brother was getting the two things conflated. I think he was getting femininity and submission. Like, he was interchanging that. I think there's a difference between femininity and submission. Submission comes with I feel like it comes with an understanding of the person and you proving yourself as a effective leader. Femininity is just the way you move in the world. You know, it's like, you know, she's gonna be feminine and friendly and not loud and stuff like that because he was because the stuff he was asking for was like, wouldn't you do that for like your mom or your sister? You wouldn't open the door for your sister? You wouldn't open the door for your mom? That's just courtesy. He's just asking for. You wouldn't jump in front of the bullet for your sister or you know, a female coworker or something like that. I mean, you didn't. I mean, that I think I think people get to the point where they're complaining a lot of shit. Like I think there's a difference between what you do in a relationship to how you are just being a gentleman. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead, Conrad.
No, I was gonna say because I on one hand I agree with you, but my stance overall has always been that the single man that's going after the single woman, or just in general, even within the confines of workspace, right? I don't think that the argument as it relates as it's being tried to be bridged together between submission and femininity, I think those now, as you said, they need to stop being conflated together or being pushed together as you get one because you get the other, or because you got one should be there. I always look at femininity as Damien, as you said, is as she moves in the world, that should just be her. You know what I mean? Like that's just got to be you. You're either feminine or you're not.
I agree.
Sophisticated. What were you going to say? Go on.
Yeah, no, I agree with y'all because, I think like Dame was laying out, like I think a lot of people conflate stuff and it causes them to, just merge everything into one topic instead of breaking it out. So like what you guys are saying, like masculinity is just the characteristics and attributes of a man. Femininity is just the female side of the house. So like when he's like, submission is conditional. Well, provision should be conditional too, because that's the flip side where I think females sometimes get it confused. It's like, I want to do A, B, C, D. It's just like, hey, you need to earn provision, just like I need to earn your submission. So they go hand in hand. Like if you got the right attributes and I like you, we escalate to that next phase. And that's when the provision should come, like when you earn that, you know. So I think a lot of times females do skip, be like, hey, you need to earn my submission, but they want your provision from the start. So I think that's what he was trying to communicate. But I also like what M3 said, you know, he said it in a joking manner, but it's just like, I ain't about to take no bullet on the first date if you don't keep up. You know, I'm Usain Bolt up out here. So it's just like that stuff that's earned over the time. Like, you know, I do that for the right lady. Now, like if a guy steps out of line, I'll jump in front of all that, you know, pull the chair out. Cause like Dame said, I'm gonna do that for just anybody. You know, I hold the door open for guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's just being a good person, you know, like when you do those acts, it don't have to be specific towards like, you know, going out a date on a female. So yeah, my man just merged everything in a clip and stuff. He got separated out a little.
He heard a bunch of different
buzzwords and shit.
And tried to make it a cohesive argument, and he kind of fumbled it on that or what have you. He was just like, yeah, you want submission? I'm like, dude, name one avenue in the world where you don't have to earn submission. It's like, imagine being in a wrestling match and you got to earn a submission in the UFC when you fight somebody. You don't just, they don't walk up and just be like, oh, you here? Okay, I'm just going to lay down and start tapping. You know, you got to earn it. Just like with a woman, if you want a woman to be like submissive to you, you got to show that you're somebody worthy to being submitted to, you know?
No, I agree all these things. But yeah, at the same time, we do lack of, you know, making them earn that provision. And I think like most men probably don't even know, like, okay, like what would it take for a woman to even earn that? Because they feel like, well, she's pretty enough for me. I'm attracted to her. Like, I want to impress her so much that the moment that she chooses me, like, I don't have to like put any other requirements. We're so fixated on trying to like impress, to build, to work ourselves to the top, just to even get like some of the most qualified average women. But we don't never put in the work to tell them like, hey, like, you know, if you really want to be with a guy like me, which of course it's going to be a pausable moment because most of them is going to be like, well, how dare you to even have like those type of expectations? But Chris Brown has those expectations. Morris Chestnut and all these other like people. I know I'm comparing them to celebrities with status,
exactly.
But
and really good looking celebrities too.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
like you said, Danny DeVito. You know?
Yeah, we might have had it.
Yeah, but if we start like, but I feel like in the beginning, like if men had started like kind of applying like those type of things, like we would have a little bit more leverage. But we don't have no standards, and that's the point I'm making.
No, I agree with you.
Stan, go, and then I'm gonna pose a question to everybody.
All right. The reason my face is turning red because I feel guilty.
Oh shit, Stan, what you doing, man?
I believe submission starts the minute that you are introduced to the woman. And how I get submission in is I get you to spend time with me. And I pull you in from what, for example, Tuesdays, that's when you should go shopping if you're a single man for groceries or whatever. Because majority of single women are out shopping on Tuesdays. If I'm able to pull you from Target to go to Starbucks and to get something at In-N-Out Burger or some other spot, Chinese food, I already got the first date done. And by then, you feel comfortable for the second date, which could be something a little bit more relaxed or at your house. And then, because...
You talking about hanging out and shit.
No, but that's the thing. I pull women in, and the next thing I know, they spent 5 hours with me, and they're like, "Oh my god!" Like I'm like, "Yeah, 5 hours. So what you got planned for tonight?" And you know, I'm just like, that's how I do it because the first time we meet, that's when I'm getting the submission in, and then I don't even carry the conversation. It's like you already submitted to me.
Agreement is not submission, brother. Go ahead.
No,
agreement is not submission. So go. I'm letting him go ahead, empty.
Yeah, saying you don't be going to a grocery store buying on groceries, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, go
out here tricking.
Yeah, it goes. Agreement is not submission.
I got those diapers for you. I got those diapers for you.
Yeah, you can't be like if a woman agrees to do something that she's not submitting to you. She just agreed to something that she finds like advantageous to her. Like she's getting a free meal at
That's
like
still
$5, you know.
that's
So
still submission, D. D,
no,
I
it's
take
not.
it.
No, I'm not. It's
D,
not. I'm
D,
telling you,
D,
it's
hold
not.
on, D.
Acquiescing is not submission.
D,
Yeah.
she did not have any plans of meeting me, laughing at my jokes, touching
Yeah.
my shoulder, putting her hand
That's
on
just
my
interest,
chest.
brother. That's
Hold
just
on,
interest.
hold on,
That's
hold on. I'm
entertainment.
walking
You're
you
a court
through it.
jester at this point.
Okay.
I'm walking you through it. Next thing you know, she wants to spend more time. And that's it. I just said I make this the first date because I've already got your time and your attention. You already submitted to my will, and that's it. Now we can go ahead and call it all the different names we want to. But all I need you to do is submit to
We got
my
a
will.
definition. Can we pull up a
done with
definition
that.
for Stan?
Wait, did she made you dinner that night too?
No. I'm not crazy. I'm not doing witchcraft.
Dude,
I'm
dude.
doing
I said
basic.
Hey, we set to the.
I'm
We need to.
doing
You,
basic. I'm doing
I'll take-
basic drifter stuff.
I'm about to age myself. There was a scene at the end of that Spike Lee movie School Days where he goes and runs to the camera and goes,
Damn.
"Wake up!" That's what I'm talking. That's for you, Stan.
hey, I forgot about it, but books of the day, thesaurus and dictionary.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm like, dude. Number one, how you rock is how you gonna move. But number one, you shouldn't be spending money that soon anyway. It's like the most that you should get on that first meeting is the okay to get a kind of future conversation. And I think you should have 3 conversations before you spend a dime on a woman. But then from then on, I think you should pay for all the meals, but 3 conversations because you already like went and took her to eat and all this kind of stuff like that.
Yo, what's the price of coffee? But what's the price of coffee is? Right?
Okay, but let's
about meals. Hold on, it's about this money stuff.
Hold on before we Stan. Hold that right there. Hold that money part because we will get to that. Because okay, so in this, we as men should already have a standard long before the conversation comes about how we're gonna operate. Whether it's from the aspect of I've seen her at the grocery store. I mean, I don't suggest that brothers date girls that they work with, but you know what I mean? People will proximity. I don't think it's wise, but it's not wise in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. But we can all agree then a man should have a standard of operation, right? The standard of operation he lives on his daily, and when he comes into contact with said female, I think this is where Stan and Damien are apart, where it's Stan is saying, because I have this standard and this is how I operate, and the way I operate is so inviting to her that she submits, she lowers her guard and enters in. So she submits and then acquiesces. Whereas Damien is saying, okay, she just acquiesces. Am I getting that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would say I can see where Stan is coming from. I really can. Because there has to be something about me in the way that I operate as a man that she's comfortable with that. And so that lowering of that guard that gets her to say yes, would that not be a form of submission? Damien, don't respond just yet. Okay. M3, you've been quiet, then sophisticated. Run on that. Is her saying yes a form of submission? Or is it part of the act of submission and just in general, not a form of submission, but is it the act of submission?
See, that's the part I wanted to kind of tap into, like with a story to even get a certain clarification. Because I think and I'm not talking about you, Stan, right? Look, if you say she submitted, then she submitted. I mean, but my form of submission is that you're gonna be going like beyond. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I get the fact that she came to the house and she agreed to certain things. I'm looking at more if she agreed. But what did you make her do, like, to like really get that confirmation that she's being submissive? Like, you know, for me, my form of submission is like, hey, if I'm asking you to do something as opposed to like the initial invitation, I'm like, hey, look, I got something for you, but I need you to go, you know, maybe to that kitchen to cook me something, or hey, you got that sandwich or something? Can you make me that for me? Or can you braid my hair? Shout outs to like my friends for doing that. But everybody has a certain like meaning to that. So I ain't gonna knock Stan down if he's saying that the person submitted to him, but at the same time it's like I gotta get a clarification and understand for my own self too. So I can't give you a specific answer, because everybody has their own version of submission.
Well, the jerk could give you a specific answer for this. Stan's full of shit. And that girl, she did not submit. I love Stan like a brother, great guy, but yeah, what she had, like Dame said, interest. She definitely liked you, so that's like the beginning phase. But submission is really, I'm gonna give y'all some game tonight. You want to know what submission is? It's when a female does something for you that she hasn't really done for anybody else. So I mean, a lot of times we confuse like time and hanging out and even sex, because it's like everybody got a pass, but it's like, what is this person doing for me that she hasn't really done for anybody else? That level of commitment. And I think that's what the submission comes in. So I think, you're in the beginning phase. That's the lead up. Like you're vetting each other out. You like what people say, I'm moving with attention. So you got, like I said, she's there. So there's some attraction. There's that interest. So that's good that you did that step right there. But then it's just like, okay, let me see how her mind is. Like, what acts is she doing for me? So it could be some of the stuff like even M3 was saying, like, okay, that's the beginning phase, but how is she treating me different and stuff versus other people? Like, how attentive is she? How is she looking out? So it's like moving it beyond like that, how's her mindset, the spirituality. So I think that's when you look at submission, it's all the other factors besides all the basic stuff that typically people are doing on like booty calls and hookups and stuff like that. So if you're looking at it from that basic lens, it might look like submission, but it's just, might have happened with 10 other people. So is it really submission at that point if it was like done with various other motherfuckers? Sorry about that.
Okay. Jerk, I'm glad that you said it, and that makes my story a little bit more clear. All right, so let me kind of reiterate it, right, Stan? All right, so again, like I mentioned,
shout out to Stan though.
Yeah, definitely shouts. At least you're pointing at the ladies though.
We're getting con.
Hey, but Stan got the game, man. Bring him to the home from the grocery store. So hey, do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
All right. So
I feel like this, dude. A woman is submit to you if she entrusts you with more than just her drink order. Basically she's entrusted some part of her life to you to lead. All you're doing is lead. If you're leading her to Starbucks to get a drink, that's not leading her life or the direction of her life. Or if she's allowed you to alter the direction that she was going because you present something better than what she had envisioned or what have you. I think that's when you get true submission. I mean, like I said, you just got an agreement. Agreement is, hey, I like what you presented me so far. Sounds good. Let's see how it works out or whatever like that. But she doesn't really, she has nothing to lose, So I think when you submit to, when a woman submits to me, there is a possibility of her losing something. So she got to kind of trust you to not, to make sure that she's stay winning as opposed to losing something. But like I said, I think what you got is agreement, because when a woman really submits to you, you know the difference between acquiescing and submission.
I'm not a total submission the first time I meet you. Again, I'm going to say this again. If we're not meeting on the app, which that's where a lot of people are comfortable at, I meet you in a public setting, and you trust me, and you're willing to come with me. I'm sorry, guys. That's active submission. For me, I'm going to be protective because I don't want you to, because I've never done this before. Okay, fine, but I'm not going to be a complete jerk and asshole about it. But I have to admit, like, meeting women in person, 9 out of 10 times, that's so much better than somebody's being nervous and lying and trying to not to ghost and whatever. It's, for me, I like meeting women in person. I like meeting them at, whatever, flea markets, or what's those things called when they sell food on the side? Farmers market.
Yeah.
Farmers market, and then they bring their little dog, and I pick up the cue because what? These are
Real
like
specific.
these are
Yeah. But Stan, will you judge them to be
right? But there's a lot of people out here that don't have that basic social cues, who don't
Mm-hmm.
know how to say hi, who don't know how to do that stuff. They get nervous, they freak out, and they ghost on the first date. Like, yo, I hear what everybody's saying, but the fact that you can carry a conversation and you could go off your track and make it last for 5 hours, for me, I count that as the first date, because then when the second date comes, it's a little bit more relaxed and both of you guys are more familiar, which leads into a better third or fourth. So that's how I play the game. I hear what everybody's saying.
That's a date. That's a date. But all I'm saying is a woman who submit
But
to you is investing her future, not
D,
just her time.
but D,
Wait, I got
So
a
then,
question.
hold on, guys. But the fact is, I'm the only one that's really single here and dating in these streets. This was really working out right now. You guys are in relationships.
I
okay.
was like the protocol for like getting with a chick never really changed. So I see when people say that, but it's just
Me
like
Thank
too.
you.
you talk to
Okay.
somebody, you charm them, you use suave, you crack some jokes, so you get them to the next stage, man. But you're
Yeah.
kind of excited about some
But
basic
she
stuff.
opened up the
You know?
door. She trusts me. To me, that's the first sign. How
But
deeper it gets after that, that takes time. But my goal is like, yo, I got you this far. You like me. I like you because we spent time. We spent without even knowing each other. This is great. We're conversing on the phone. We're texting a lot, and we go on to the next level and to the next level. I think that's the part of it, like where everybody's getting to this submission stuff, and this is the part where you guys are great at. When a relationship turns real, yes, fine. That's a level you guys got that I don't have, because I get bored and I'm looking for the next one. But
And it's like a win is a win. A win is a win.
David, yeah.
all right, so
Let me interject right there. Let me interject right there
Oh,
very quickly. We got ladies of TikTok in the building, Gas Mask in the building, Guppy Guy is in the building. Salute to you all. Urban Legend Podcast is in the building. Salute. Thank you all for being here. Do me a favor as much as you can. If you already done it, blessings to you, and I pray that I'll be able to return that to you as we go forward. Make sure to drop your handles in the chat. Gas Mask, if you're around, still plug those back out so we can get those on the record as well. Man said a win is a win. I wanted to jump in on that, right? Because before we get to right, I've always believed that part of my standard of operation for my life as a man, I should already have a standard of operation for the general, well, when I was single, for the general woman that I would interact. And there's certain level, as we would say, that there's levels to this. If you can't get through certain basic levels, I'm not going to graduate you to another level, right? So you could not submit, as we would say, or acquiesce. And that's completely fine. You're well within your right to do neither of both the minute you meet me or the minute we talk. But if we interact and you're thinking, okay, or she's thinking, okay, well, I can have a conversation tomorrow and we're just going to pick this up and maybe I'll give him a chance to redeem himself. No, my standard of operation will not allow me to waste time, right? And so this is kind of one thing I wanted to throw in there, is because when I really believe that if we're submission in the aspect in which we could refer to it, it would yield to the standard, because the standard is strong, it's resolute, it's not going to move regardless of how she makes me feel, right? Even if I'm just in it to have fun and we just going to have fun, but there's still a standard of operation that is saying, hey, I hate to, I'm not trying to be a jerk, I'll be sophisticated about it. It's my way or the highway. It's my way or the highway. Right. And it's, hey, you can do what you want to do. You're free to make your own decisions, but you're free to make your own decisions that ultimately will remove you. And if we keep in contact, we keep in contact. If we don't, no harm, no foul, no troubles, right? And I think for younger guys, this is what they need to understand, is that your standard of operation as it relates to what we're talking about in the title, that's got to be in consistent operation. It can't be okay, I met her and I'm going to try and enact a standard that I've thought in my mind and it seems really good now and I don't want to seem like a punk or a simp. So I'm going to throw this up there and I'm going to square my shoulders and it's just going to work for me, because most of them in this generation in this time will see through that. That standard of operation has to be there regardless. I remember very quickly, there was at my former place of employment, there was this girl there, and when she was in high school, story has it that she was not the most lookable in or appealing in her pulchritude. And she came up and started working out, and she hit that gym, and as she did those curls and those lunges, and she got tight in all the right places. And so has it, upon, enticing the men at work and them being attracted to her body, she passes up one good guy and starts talking to the one guy in the office that's talking to everybody. So me being a married guy, I'm sitting back and I'm just like, okay, we're going to see how this is going to play out. So she comes to me and asks me about said guy. And I say, look, you're free to make your own decisions, because you're going to do what you're going to do. I've already seen you pass upon said good guy. So what are you looking for? Well, he's a nice guy, but he's just not, he doesn't do it for me. Okay, so this person does it for you. She's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, do your thing then. 4.5 months later, breaks her heart. Big scandal comes out. She finds out that he was talking to 90% of the women in the office. She's getting off the elevator. Now, I have a standard of operation. And within certain contexts, especially for her, it's, hey, I'm only going to speak once about this. You're not going to get me to be on security guard detail 24/7 when you're asleep, because you can't make good decisions. She gets off the elevator. And and the reason why I remember this so clearly, because it was literally a day before my birthday. So I was on cloud 9. She gets off the elevator. She crying. I'm like, yeah, what's wrong? She's like, everything they were saying about you was true. I said, oh man, that's rough. What you eating for lunch? She's like, I thought we were friends. I'm like, yeah, so did I. She's like, what happened? I was like, well, you see, here's the thing. My friends, they listen to me. They acquiesce to what I'm saying. You didn't. So when you didn't listen to me, you removed yourself from my guardianship. So it's unfortunate that you got hit with a stray, but I tried to help you. What are we getting for lunch? It's unfortunate. I don't like to see people cry. I'm like this. Hey, it is what it is. If I tell you there's a truck coming,
you removed from my guidance. I was like,
you're removed from my guidance. If you don't, you got what? That's my standard of operation, though. I'm not trying to put this on to seem like I'm the best and I know it all. But if I see you heading into traffic and I say, hey, traffic's not slowing down, I think you should at least listen. At least listen. She didn't do that. I was like, all right, we about to go get some roadkill. You know what I mean? Maybe somebody will be able to cook it up and put some spices on it. I don't know.
Let me get some context. Let me understand this, my brother. If you see somebody walking in traffic and you say, stop, you about to get hit. They walk out there and get hit. And
depends on who it is.
I told you he was going to get hit. And then the next time you see him, are you going to say, you're going to be like, see, I told him that one time they're not walking the traffic, so I'm just going to let them do it. You're not saying, hey, don't stop.
Okay. real talk. They running into traffic, like real traffic, like car traffic. I'm gonna tackle them, right? Save them. But like you running into emotional traffic that I know you, and I've already watched you for over 6 months not make the best decisions in. Oh, I'm gonna let you get hit all day because you need to learn. I can't beat you as an adult. And this is what I'm looking at. Like, in some cases, single guys, especially young guys in this generation, get caught in places where they're overcompensating to try and provide guidance and safety. Sometimes you got to tell them Superman is on vacation. If you are going to be a feminine woman, you got to be a woman from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed. Your femininity is not to be conditional. Who you decide to follow is conditional. And that can have ramifications. Now, if I see traffic and I say, hey, I don't know if that's a wise decision, because we're all men. We've all been single at one point. Stan is single on most points. A joke. But we all know what it's like. It's like, all right, cool. Do your thing. You may even know that a man in the group is like, yo, like he gonna wreck her. And you not really gonna tell on the man by telling her about the man, but you gonna, hey, ask some questions before you say yes. And she's like, what you think? What you think? I don't know what I'm doing. No, go ahead. You got this. 12 gauge shotty. You never shot it before. Go ahead. It ain't got no much kickback to it. You good. Watch it break your teeth. And right when you go to the dentist, I'd be like, I got to get my teeth clean too. Because some people need to learn by getting hurt. It is what it is.
You go.
Okay, this is what I wanted to throw to you guys. If you as a man, single or otherwise, you have a standard of operation, isn't the basis of submission or having a woman submit to you is because your standard provides a level of safety? Stan has a level of safety in his operation, which would allow her to acquiesce. And because she acquiesces and says yes to the coffee date or yes to Chinese food, now she's in his guidance. So if he says, hey, this is a bad neighborhood, in exactly 35 minutes, we need to get out and we need to go left, not right. And she's like, nah, my cousin lives down the street. He don't know her cousin. He don't know where her cousin lives. Why would he break his standard because her cousin lives right and he knows he should go left in exactly 35 minutes?
Okay. The thing that threw me off was the example you used the coworker and stuff like that. It costs you nothing to tell a coworker don't run into traffic, but there's a difference between in your own personal relationships. Yes, if I've invested something and it costs me if you make these a foolhardy mistake or you do something stupid, I hear what you're saying there. Then I'm like, okay. I'm not going to be boo-boo the fool and keep letting you do something that and catching if I'm every time, let's use an example. If you walk in the traffic, you're hitting the car, and every time you do, blood gets splattered on my face. I'm not going to catch it in the face every time you do something stupid or whatever like that. I hear you. I hear what you say. I hear what now your analogy makes more sense to me. But if it's more like if it costs me something to, but if it costs me nothing to like, hey, you might not want to walk in the fucking traffic because you gonna get fucking hit. I don't think that's a big deal. But like I said, I hear you. I wouldn't want to be investing anything or constantly losing out on something because you don't want to hear. But there's a caveat on that. And then I'll let it go to the rest of the brothers, is that you've got to make sure you've earned the right to give advice and give sage advice. They respect you through your actions, perspective, and deed, to trust that what you're saying is possibly lead them into the right direction. So I think that's what it is. You got to build up that level of trust for somebody to be like, right now it's a joke that me and my wife got. If I'm like, if we standing somewhere and I say a duck, she knows, just drop down. They'll be like, what's happening? Where's going? What's happening? Don't do that because then she's shot. I'm like, you need to have that. But she learned that I'm not going to be just yelling duck. And if I do it, it's probably something in her best interest or whatever. I know that's a real tongue-in-cheek example, but that's what I'm talking about. It takes some time to build up to where you can just have that, to where people are just like, okay, whatever you say, I'm submitting. I trust that you have earned the right to tell me what to do, and it's going to be for my best interest or what have you. But I think a lot of cats think they deserve that on day one, or if they spend a little money. I think it's this, my OG used to say there's 3 ways to get submission from a woman. That's hands, bands, and plans. Like the first 2 are short-lived and can be problematic. The last one is going to be the one that's long-term. It's the one that's going to carry you long-term. So choose wisely, proceed wisely.
But yeah, but just kind of going back to the example. Comrade cracking up over there.
No, it's just the heads and the bads. It's the way he just put it together, man. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So I see what you guys are saying, but it just goes back because when we were given an example with like even Stan, it's just like, man, she could listen and follow for that situation, but see, you don't know if she's going out on dates with multiple people. So that's why I think like the submission comes when she actually commits to you and y'all commit to each other. So that's the submission part. So I see what you guys are saying. She went out, she felt comfortable with Stan. So Stan did the right thing by creating the environment and working on himself to the point where she was interested in like even going out and, you know, spending that time with him and stuff. So, but that's just not the submission part. So I get what you guys are saying is like, hey, I know what neighborhoods to go. That's part of the proven process when she's with you numerous times and she sees like Dame saying like everything's kind of lining up with your actions and stuff. So I think the submission just comes down the line and stuff. It's a buildup, but it's just not given out on day one. It could look confusing because if you think like, oh man, she submitted to me, then next day you know she's like talking to 3 other dudes. It's just most people are dating multiple people. Yeah. But shout out to Stan for doing all that free stuff. I caught that Stan. Stan going to flea market, swap meets. You know, he's doing a bunch of free stuff. So I see your game, Stan. Shout out to you.
You gotta keep your investments low. Like I understand, like, you know, how like that could be the misconception, because see the thing is we're looking for a woman just to say yes. You know what I mean? So I probably would have thought like, okay, like, oh well, she's being submissive because I'm asking or I'm telling her, hey, like, you know, we're going to this place and you are being agreeable. But it's just the fact is you're just being agreeable because it still, no matter what, benefits the woman. Like you're taking her out for experience. So yeah, she could say yes to you, but she could say yes to many other dudes. And you know, we got the foodies, we got the people, the women that loves like the ambience, like when it comes to like to dates, because they know like there's a benefit that comes to it. But when there's truly a benefit that actually comes to, like, you know, for a man, which that whatever that you truly desire, you might be like, hey, like, you know, I just need you. It don't have to be like food related. Just think of whatever that you feel like that you're most respected, the most loved, or whatever that she'll do that she won't do like for like anybody else. That's why I kind of gave the example, like, okay, well, you know, shout out to one of my female friends, like in my space of duty, that, you know, agreed to braid my hair. She wouldn't do that to probably anyone else, especially if she's married, but that's not the point. But the point is that, like, you know, she's willing to do that, you know, without nobody knowing. So that takes a little bit of sacrifice, and maybe you could call it submission or whatever. But to each his own.
That is definitely submission. That is submission. That is submission. I ain't even gonna front with you, brother. How you get her to submit
your hair
like that?
Mario?
What's that again?
She come on and braid my hair. Back in my hood, feeling good. Come on, man. That is a whole R&B video right there.
But real quick, Conrad, and I think men got to understand that. And I think that's where me and Damien's harboring in. Because, man, I got a few partners right now. And, you know, everybody always hits me up and they be like, hey, let me run something by you. Like, read this scenario for me. And I'm like, dude, you getting, like, used. You know, homegirl don't respect you. But it's just like men, it's just like what M3 was kind of saying, when they're a little agreeable, guys just automatically, oh man, she submitted. I'm like, no, man, you better ride that out and make sure like everything lines up. Because a lot of guys, our ego makes us gullible and naive to shit. So that's why when you see a lot of guys like on the back end, when stuff don't go right, they get wiped out. They're like, oh man, I thought she loved me. I thought she was different from the other ones. And I'm like, see, man, that's why you got to be extra cautious, man. You got to make sure like, because a lot of I see the trend now is like females be like, oh, I'm submissive. I'm like, well, I gotta see your actions. I don't want to hear no buzzwords. Like, so that's what I'm saying. You gotta make sure it's a buildup. Like, I get it. We want to. A lot of times our ego, we're like, hey man, agreeableness, and she's a little nice, and oh, that submission is like, nah. You better make sure that she's doing for you. She committed to you like she ain't never done to anybody else. And if you ain't, then you're lying to yourself. My bad.
What is she sacrificing other than time?
Yeah,
and that's all. get that time, and she's got to be sacrificing something other than time in order to get real, true submission. If all she did is spend a little bit of time with you, man, she'll spend a little bit of time with anybody who has something fun to do. But she's not sacrificing it. She's not sacrificing the ability to hang out with her friends or the future plans that she might have had for her future or her body or things like that or what have you. What she's sacrificing determines her degree of what she's willing to sacrifice determines her degree of submission.
Now, as we say this, right, that next part, which we kind of made light of, but I kind of look at it seriously because for me individually and how I've lived my life from dating into meeting my wife and then getting married, it was funny. Even till this day, me and my wife still joke about it. I was like, you know, that in all the ways that I've cared for you and that I showed you that I love you and made you my wife. I'm like, do you know that there's not one girl that I've ever dated that can say they've even been remotely treated the same way like you? She's like, well, what do you mean? I said, well, I had a standard of operation that any of my exes should never be able to say, okay, oh, he bought you a Louis bag too? He bought this for you? Girl, they should even if they don't have that conversation with her. Let's say they were gossiping behind her back and that ain't nothing. That's his wife. He done bought this before me the first week. Nah. And some people used to get on me. They'd be like, yo, Conrad, like, what do you mean you never bought these girls anything? I'm like, I never bought them anything. Don't call me for a purse. Like, as to what Stan was saying, we just met, we talking. I'm not investing resources into you I know is not going to come back. So part of that submission and how I look at it is, yeah, that submission is going to come because you're going to see my standard of operation, and then it's going to allow you to just want to throw your hands up. But I'm not going to buy your submission. I'm not going to force your submission. I'm not going to ask for your submission. You got to see that my standard and the way that I operate. And this is why when I looked at that video, that clip on Instagram, I was kind of like, within this dating sphere and that these young cats is navigating, you know what I mean? If they wanted to be in a relationship, are they living a standard that can allow submission to freely come without them having to say, well, you need to submit? Because I don't think it's in a man's best interest to have to spend time to do that. I shouldn't have to have a conversation with you about how you're going to submit. But at the same time, I ain't paying for that either. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm glad. I was like, please don't let everybody agree on this. I'm sorry. Dame.
I hear what you're saying. All I'm saying is that people can misinterpret it and in themselves in a bad situation or in relationships prematurely because they're expecting too much too soon, and they're not. I think, just like you said, I think it's a marathon, not a sprint, to prove that you are worthy to be submitted to. And it's just like dudes out here, young men out here, they feel like I got a penis, I got a job. Submission is you need to submit to me, and that's just what you call it. You need to show that you have a consistent plan that's going to benefit the both of you with her values and ideals considered, because the only reason you chose her is because you have congruent values. So it's just one of those things where it's just like you shouldn't. Yeah, every woman you shouldn't expect submission from every woman because you are not investing enough time and effort to show that you're worthy to submit to every woman. Those should be a rare few who you take the time to show I am a man that's worthy of submission to. I'm not showing I never would show every woman that I've ever engaged or I dated or whatever. Okay, yeah, I'm a guy you need to submit to, because all of them weren't people I wanted submission from. I wanted something else from. Like the woman I determined, okay, I see a value in you over and above what I saw in the 10 chicks before you. So let me show you the plan I have for our future, and let me show you why you should trust that that plan has your best interest in mind. You know, and that takes time. That can take a while. That could take 6 months, a year, or whatever, in order to get full submission. You'll get agreement, you get acquiescence, you'll get courtesy throughout that time, but you may take a while for you to build up to submission. I think dudes want it too fucking soon, and then they can end up screwing up some potential good things because they're expecting something that they haven't earned too soon.
Real quick, Conrad, repeat your question again, because I want to make sure that. So I don't know if I have smoke for Dame or not right now.
Yeah. There we go.
That's our older brother, our OG. I just can't be coming at him sideways without clarification.
Basically said he said chicks ain't trying to show you that you got to earn his submission. That's what you said.
Oh, earn his?
Paraphrase it. That's what Conrad said. He said, I'm not showing you that you need to earn my submission. I need to earn your submission.
Oh, so that's pretty much what you were saying, Conrad?
You need to have it within you to be the submissive type of person in order to, to recognize it. And I'm like, yeah.
Well, I think it goes back to that, what we were saying before, where I think people confuse the feminine with the submissive part. Because now I see what you were saying, Dame. It's just like, nah, you're going to treat me nice and you're going to have respect, because I demand that from anybody. So I think that's probably what Conrad's saying. It's just like, hey, I demand a certain level of respect and treatment, or you're not even going to be in my vicinity, because I'm going to get you up out of there quick. So I agree with that, because that's just how I operate. Because, I treat others how I treat myself. So I treat everybody with respect, talk to you in a good manner. So it's like, you definitely gonna be doing that, and I'm not a trick either. So it's just certain things. It's just like, if you control yourself, you control your structure. A lot of times you're gonna draw in the right people, because you're gonna have that what he was saying, like the standard of procedures and stuff. You're gonna operate from that like structure that's gonna kind of keep you safe. So when you have those standards, boundaries, where we always talk about Dame and stuff, it's just like, it's gonna eliminate a lot of bum people, but you just also, with that confidence and that structure that you have, you're going to make sure people come the right way. But like, I agree with you on the back end. It's just like, it's going to be a progression. So yeah, no, okay. I see what y'all saying. I just think everybody's looking at it from like a different lens, where I think Conrad's looking at it in the initial phase as like, hey, you're going to come to me correct. But Dame, you're looking at it like, as far as the submission piece, it's like, okay, yeah, you have that initial phase, but everything following that is the progression to the submission.
Well, I think, and basically what I'm getting at in those initial stages is kind of like, it's the proving ground, right? And kind of what Damien said in that, expecting submission too fast. I think there's peace and there's freedom to saying, okay, I might get you to say yes now, and if I need submission or I want submission from you, at what point is that gonna come? Right. And to everybody's situation is different, right? Like, as Stan noted earlier, that like, okay, there's some of us in relationships, we married, some single, what have you. So it's different strokes for different folks. No diddy. But you know what I mean? But like,
so you're asking for like a specific moment?
Yeah, well, I would say, I mean, for the young cats that may watch this and play this back, Damien did note something that I would have to say he's very correct in what he said, because you don't want to destroy or discard something or just remove something that hasn't even had a chance to grow yet, depending on what your outlook is, right? But I think this also goes with the aspect of what Stan was saying, is like, hey, I'm here to have fun. I'm not trying to get married. I'm not trying to be in a long-term relationship. You can't change my mind, and it's in your best interest to not try to change my mind from that. And if you go and try to change my mind from that, I'm sorry. Hey, I'll see you in the same grocery store next week, but please do know I will be holding somebody else's hand, right? And so when I say standard of operation,
those receipts too. Those groceries receipts, by the way.
Yeah, I might.
That part about it on knowledge and relationships. Sometimes I get called on to be on the show on the panel, And M3 would tell you, like, I'm at the store. I'm meeting women, talking to them. I'm at Walmart.
Good.
Because I'm just meeting. That's all I do. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Da, 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 and just conversing and just not being stagnant and just
Yeah.
getting that exercise.
Good.
And
And you
like,
doing
but
you're
I
doing
want
what a
to.
lot of young dudes. You what you got there is a lost art. The
Yep.
art
That's what I
of
said.
engagement and without the fear of rejection. That is a lost art. Too many of the young cats are so scared that you stay online and they think they always have the preconceived ideas of how that conversation is going to go, so they don't even try. What you do is what a lot of young cats need to do more and consistently. They need to put that hunter
The hunter's
mentality
mindset.
back on, hunt
Yeah.
that on, and go after the women and try to like make things happen. Good for you. Good on you, brother.
Oh, thank you. But D, I want to ask something. There's something you said a couple months ago that stayed with me like for a long time and every day.
Okay.
And before I go on, like, look, guys, I have nothing against D. Sometimes we just go at it, but it's all good with love.
It's all good.
D
I
mentioned
don't take
something
that
that,
personal.
like, being a husband meant that you're always constantly in the act of service, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
And what for me, what I had to do was stop giving that out so freely as a single man, and that is something that you get when there's more, when you like, you're more trusting of me and I'm more trusting of you. There's more submission. I'll do more acts of service and in serving
Mhm.
you, because I don't want to go back to what I was before. When I was like a simp. So I just don't do that anymore. And that's how you know the difference. Like, I really like you is when I go ahead and I don't mind serving you. There's no anything you ask for, I'll just go ahead and I'll do it. It's not a bother or inconvenience. So I realized for me, I had to develop that so that if or when I become a husband to a strong ass witch, because that's the only way this is gonna happen. She had to be a witch.
Fourth degree power.
Because I'm Haitian, so you know what I'm saying. I ain't loyal. I'm gonna put it out there right now. I see a woman, I'm just
Oh,
You ain't ready. You ain't ready. Don't be nobody husband. Talking about
I'm not there. I have no problem
good.
telling, like, you know what I'm saying.
Good.
Like, I'm one
Recognize it.
man, and there's so many women that need love. So that's my mindset. But what I've learned, like, I don't mind providing women protection, because I'm from the South. There's responsibility. If I'm there with you, I need to take care of you, because there's a family you got to return to. There's a father. You might have kids. I don't know. So there is something that's there. I do need to protect you while you're in my time, in my space. But to serve you is something that you're going to have to earn, because that's in
now,
you already.
now, see, this is where, I mean, it's kind of what Damien was kind of asking me about earlier. It's just like, okay, you're in my space, or we're in a shared space, and I just happen to have the front lead at that time. Hey, I'm always good to see Wile E. Coyote run off a cliff. I'm sorry. Like, I ain't got no problem seeing Wile E. Coyote run off a cliff. And
Real.
no, hold on, Stan. It's something that you said, right? Because okay, when I was growing up, I stepped into maturation. Okay, I wasn't always handsome and cute and oh, look at his smile. Before, I grew up with a unibrow and my ears was flappy, my head was big and small all at the same time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a real problem for me. Like, I had to just sit there and just be like, hey, if somebody liked me, like, it was a good day. You know what I mean? Go home. I'm, doing my chores extra fast. My mom's like, okay, somebody likes him. Like, it's cool. As I started growing up though, and I started seeing situations, right? Because here's the next thing, and I'll throw this out, and not in the terms of a relationship, but I've seen men simp for other men because of wanting to be in a certain friendship, and me again being that voice of reason, say, yo, dude, like, you might not know it, but he don't have your back like that. Dog, you don't. You gonna get okay? You gonna defend it? Cool. Roadrunner incident. Okay, like Wile E. Coyote. I'll be there with you to scrap with the dogs because I'm gonna show you what a real. I'm gonna show you what having a homeboy that's gonna ride or die with you, even when you set yourself up for failure. I'm gonna show you what having a real homeboy is like. But oh man, trust me, believe. After I put some ice on my head, I'm gonna cuss you out. Straight goods. Because you need to understand that having that standard of operation now is not just between the sexes in terms of intimate situations or guidance from man to woman. Now it's about my level of operation and how I operate with everybody. Because we can all identify that we've seen brothers who literally don't have it together at all. They ain't charismatic. They don't have nothing. And for some reason, every room they step into or every space they step into is like, okay, there are certain women that actually acquiesce to them to a point where they submit. Like you've said yes beyond saying yes now. This is not yes. It is submission. And so it was always important for me to know, okay, my service is a service and I can give a certain part of my service free, but it's got a limit to it. And you got to understand that I'm not going to say this, but you'll know it when it happens. And hopefully you're not laying on the ground, but you'll know it when it happens. And I think that's another thing that young guys got to know is that having that standard of operation, you got to be comfortable with letting people who like to play in traffic, you got to let them play in traffic. And you got to understand where that is when they're playing in traffic. It doesn't mean that me and you have gone on dates. It doesn't mean that me and you're at my house and I'm at your house and we chilling because we boys. Like there are levels to this because as you get older, you get less and less, you have less and less time and you get less and less opportunities to solidify the circle around you, right? Like M3, what he said about getting his hair braided, whether I know it or not, or whether he gives us details or not, there's a level of respect and decorum and everything that has gone into that the way he is served in that regards, there's no breach of disrespect. Nobody has to worry about anything. Like he said, there's certain sacrifices that are made, but those sacrifices are made willingly. Right? And so I think when I look at this, that it's imperative for young men to, yes, the best way for them to have that standard of operation as I'm pointing out to, so that they're not saying that they're better or somebody else is beneath their standard. But yeah, like Damien said, and like Stan does, and like we've all done, you got to get out there and you got to just be like, hey, you're beautiful or you look good. What's your name? My name is so-and-so. What are you doing? What are you not doing? Wherever the conversation goes from there, take it from there. But there's a certain level of service. There's a certain level of even giving that should not be crossed without qualification.
Yeah. It's funny. Like I said, I think, and this is going to probably blow, especially Jerk's mind. I think Stan is a good example of the attitude cats need to have when they're out in the dating market. I think he has the perfect dating attitude. Don't get me wrong. The practices may be a little off.
Perfect.
No. The practices may be off, but the attitude is A1. The attitude is, I'm going in thinking that this may have a positive outcome instead of a negative.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I agree with that.
I think that attitude
Facts.
is where a lot of cats, because a lot of dudes approach it with, okay, what's the negative? They put the negative first. Is she just going to try to use me for money? Is she messing around with somebody else? Is she this, that, and the other? And I think women do the same thing. I think women do it too. But I think Stan has a really good dating outlook. Like I said, the practices can use some work, but the outlook itself, I think, will carry you far.
And look, D, he knows his stuff. I use the stuff that he said on one other panel. I'm like, man, that looks really good. But you know what? I don't like, maybe we should wear this like when we go out in Napa next week. Can you just put on something else? I want you to wear that next week. I want to take you out.
Me.
No. I learned that from you. I learned that from you from another panel.
Yeah. I remember what you said because I've said that before.
Yeah.
Hey, but Stan, I did have a question for you, Stan. When you was talking about protection, what do you talking? What do you mean by that?
Man, you be amazed.
You ain't talking about putting up your life, are you?
No, it's not that.
Oh, okay.
But
That's
it's much more making sure that she returns home okay. Because you'll be amazed.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Okay, I got you on that.
we say things like that's the bare minimum, but like really like nobody has a bare minimum because nobody have a standard. So how do you say somebody says that's a bare minimum, but like I don't see people with standards. Like people are being raised by wolves, and it's just walking the girl from the inside, protecting her from the outside, and just making sure she's okay, and then giving her attention.
Okay, I got you.
That stuff is a lot of time. For some women, it's like, where's this coming from? What's up? What's your plan? And it's like, yo, like I grew up in the South, and a lot of men that trained me was military. So like, I have a different background, but this is how I operate. I can't change it.
Okay.
And for women that don't like it,
I thought you was talking about something like you take a bullet like for the president or something. I'm like, all right. That's
I'm gonna ask you a question. I need to ask you, brother, something because you keep harping on that. I'm gonna ask you a question, and I want y'all to be 100%. It is what it is. Jerk, your first date with your wife, somebody jumped out, start busting shots. You stepping in front of those shots.
Nah, man, I'm gonna pull us to the ground, but I'm not jumping in front of those. Boom, get out! I was like, duck. Like, yeah, man, gamble with your money, not with your life.
All right, I'm gonna ask you. All right, then I'm gonna count that. All right, your first date with your wife, somebody jump out to the bushes and start busting shots. You're not gonna try to like block the incoming bullets for the woman that you're on a date with.
I'm gonna answer this in two ways. I'm gonna do it as quick as I possibly can. The first answer is I agree with Jerk. I'm pulling you to the ground. I'm not even gonna ask you questions. If I have to kick out your ankle, I'll wrap it later. But nah, we're not taking shots on the first date. Now, hold on. One time, me and my wife were going to the movies, and we sitting down, and a legitimate thug walks in the movie theater. Like I hear him, and I sense it the minute he walks in and opens the doors. Right now, as he's busting the corner to get to the seat, the stairway to the seat, I hear the oversized Tim clapping the floor. Badoom, badoom, badoom. My man comes walking around the corner. yeah. When we got going up in here, anybody better be sitting in my seat. And then I see him readjust his waistline. I'm like, My wife is sitting there about, who is this guy? He's walking in here with no attitude. I was like, shut up, woman.
Yeah.
You talking about something different now.
Hold on. I was just like, you shut up. She's like, what? He walked. I was like, shut your face. I ain't get punched in the face for you today. I love you. But anyhow, he comes over here. Just shut up. Just shut up. She shut up. And tutus, man, sat down so ignorant. Tutus, what did I see come after that? Security came and had to escort the man out. Now, all I'm saying is I believe there's levels to protection. If I'm a good seer, like I'm a good spotter, and I can spot danger to where I don't need to throw my back to a gun. Yeah, I mean, 100 yards in closing, 800 yards in closing. I see the light flashing off of something that don't look right. Somebody snipe him out. I'm cool. I'm good. If it's in close proximity, you are going to get down. I'm going to pull you down. And if you stand up while I'm still down, yo, I'll be Wile E. Coyote done run.
21 gun salute, baby.
Right.
I'll tell your parents he was nice.
Yes.
I'll give you a eulogy.
All right, what about you, M3? You already said you running.
Hey, look. I'm serious about this, like, especially on the first date. Like, nah, man, I ain't taking no butt for no one. But I will do my best, right, to make sure that, the other person around me is not getting shot up too. Yeah, I like that. But, hey, my life is more important just like her life is. Because if you think about this, okay, I mean, even if it was somebody that was like really and dear and close to you, right? The only thing you're gonna just get is like maybe like a obituary, some tears or whatever. But then she's gonna move on to Zaddy. You know what I mean? And Zaddy's gonna take care of her. He's gonna massage her. He's gonna tell her that hey, everything's gonna be all right. And then you're gonna be gone and forgotten anyway.
And also, it's not her fault that you did. Well,
right, because they're not gonna take that into account. They're like, man, he should have ran harder, Like, I wish he would have just listen to me and turn right instead of turn left. Right, he had to protect me.
Say M3, you get like a playground in the like worst part of the city named after you, and you get like some burn candles and stuff for like 2 years on your birthday.
And this is where and with this lesson, this is my point is that you shouldn't be out on a date with somebody who you're not willing to do that for. That's why I think a lot of people are wasting time. Like this is what I told you that you are. This is what I told you when I said you moving wrong a little bit. Like you said, you took them out. You decided to take them to this place. I'm not. I got no problem with that. If that's how it organically falls out or whatever. But to me, when you meet somebody, the goal should be okay. You're interested enough for me to have a conversation with. It should be, let me have a couple of jobs. Just like when you go on a job interview, they sometimes give you 3 or 4 job interviews before you get the gig. I'm like, we should have 3 or 4 good, solid conversations. I should know a lot about you and know that you're a person of value before I ever think about spending some money on you. I should be like, okay, I'm taking this woman out on a date. I'm introducing her to, I'm curating an experience for her. I'm introducing her to the things I like to do, the restaurants I like to go to. And if somebody jumped out and it's the first date and somebody jump out on the bushes on us, I've already established this is a woman of value, and this is a person that might lead to something. So she's worth protecting to a degree. I mean, she's not worth like, giving all my money to her, nothing like that, but she's investing but she's worth protected because I've established her value was good enough for me to spend money on her. I think that's how I'm saying that's the difference.
That's cap.
So D, you'll take the bullet?
First date?
Yes.
So your life is worth more than your money?
No, all I'm saying, I didn't say that they said your money or your life and I had a choice.
I'm saying because you were like, hey man, I would do that, but I'm not gonna give up no money. So the implication is at that point is it's like, hey, my life is worth more than money.
All right, this just say the dude just started busting like there's somebody his op is at the other side of the street. And then you get out and he just started busting at his op, but you in the line of fire. I'm not talking about I'm like, you're not gonna be like, get out, baby, and let me jump on top. Like, you ain't gonna be like, cover her, just like,
Nah, I'm gonna need no brown, and I might even use you as a shield, baby.
Here's my thing where I totally disagree. Okay, so look, I understand, like, if this was like, okay, your wife out of X amount of years, right? Like, let's say the mother of your children or whatever. Yeah, by all means, like, do what you need to do to protect her. But then on a first date, I mean, you got to think about this, though. Like, once you get, like, gunshots, please. Once you get, like, the gunshots on you, right? And now you're out, she's still going to be out, too, though, because without no direction, where's she going to go?
Just to be fair, I understand what Dame, I think you're looking at a little bias because it's like, your wife now, so you're committed. So, like, because I get what you were saying, like, your wife now, and that would be the person that you end up with. So I think that's where the bias comes. But it's just like, man, you're not I think you got a good indicator that person got some quality. So I agree. I know you know how to vet Dame. So I get what you're saying on that part. But yeah, just as the first date, I just can't give that level of commitment. Yeah, will I protect you to a certain degree? I'm definitely gonna pull you down and try to get us up out of there. But yeah, I'm not.
Would you do it for a 5-year-old?
For a 5-year-old?
Oh yeah.
What kind of grades they got?
You talking about
Do they listen to their parents? No, I'm joking. No, I would.
Like a 5-year-old child. You see a 5-year-old child in the line of ops, you're gonna dive on the kid.
Yeah, I would for a kid.
That's what.
I'm definitely picking up and running, and I'm gonna cover their mouth too, just in case they start.
You put yourself in danger for a 5-year-old that you didn't vet, you know nothing about, but just because there's a 5-year-old, but somebody if you taking time to get to know and you want to spend more time with, somehow that hurt.
Listen, if we're before
in your book, there's one person.
If we're before date one, Dame, I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? If we're before date one,
1 second.
Now we all know anything can happen anywhere in life. That is really true. I'm definitely planning this date somewhere where I know if something happens, like it's on from the police. I'm not saying I'm not going to try to help you and do something to make sure you get home safe because you came here safe, right? I'm not saying that, but to take a bullet for on date one, I'm strategically planning that out, right? Okay, which part of the city we are in? Which gang is in this area? Which gang has problems with which other gang that is going to roll up in this area? What time do I need to get you out of this area to make sure I avoid all gunshots? Because I do not have my Superman cape. It's still at the dry cleaner.
I'm not talking you taking it to the Roscoe's where what's called PNB Rock got you know, I'm not saying, hey, that Roscoe's at PNB that kill seem good in the motherfucker. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if the opportunity, if you just doing the normal thing that you're doing in life, and I just feel like this. I feel like most things you need to have enough conversation, realize this is a person that you want to invest time and resources in. And I just feel like this. If I take you out of it, once I pick you up, your safety and protection is my responsibility for the time being that I
but there's a better
okay,
way
so
to
in this case, with the aspect of bullets being the other side of the coin, then submission must be there.
Yeah, you got
because I cannot fully protect you.
I need submission up front.
You can't say you can't acquiesce now. You can't acquiesce and get the and me protect you from these bullets, right? You need to submit to get protection with my back from bullets. You get what I'm saying? I can still make sure you get home safe. I can still make sure you're safe. You might have a little scrapes on your elbow, but if we are literally talking about the aspect of the same way I would protect a random 5-year-old, is I'm going to protect this person because I believe, and y'all could disagree with me, and I'm up to debate it, but I don't believe that there's enough in this generation that both men and women are doing what's necessary and having the conversations necessary, like you said, Damien, to establish that type of value in each other. And I think this is where now so many people are bucking heads. And you actually said this. M3, go through.
Look, man, there's not enough appreciation for me to even risk my life for anyone. But for children, yes, I would at least do whatever I can, right? And that's not because I'm expecting a 5-year-old child to appreciate, but I feel like, okay, children, you know, because they have like a lot to live for. So me being the old man that I am, right? Like, yeah, I'll try to make my best to sacrifice, you know, to make sure that child is protected. But just like for like a first date, I mean, okay, let me go even deeper, right? Because you said, Dean, you said that it's your responsibility. You feel like it's your responsibility. You say you feel that if you took the woman out, right, that basically she deserves, like, you know, your protection. Okay, fair enough. Now, what if, okay, you flip the coin to the side, right, and the woman's asking you out, right, and you agree to it? Will you feel obligated to still protect her? If she just like, let's just say she invites you just to like go to Starbucks or whatever. And then some
she knows her crazy ex-boyfriend likes to visit for his lattes.
You always add that too much, that 2 on the 10, Conrad. A crazy ex-boyfriend that's a crip who just got out of jail.
Conrad be turning serious as Stephen Pirate Ryan and shit. The Wire and stuff.
Adding more dip to the chip.
Will you still feel like you're responsible, like to protect her, or you? You feel like she should be protected?
If Damien, my man walks up to the cashier and says, "Can I get a caramel macchiato and these 2 bullets?"
Yeah.
Damien's like, "I got you."
Yeah. If she says, "Hey," if she says, "Hey, we should get Starbucks or whatever," or I'm going to Starbucks, so you know we should go to Starbucks, whatever. I still feel like, okay, during that date, I'm going to be in a more masculine role. I'm going to drive, probably most cases. I'm going to open the door. I'm going to pay and all that kind of stuff. So I'm still going to be in a masculine frame. So part of that masculine frame is the protection aspect of it.
I'm gonna rest my femininity in that case. I ain't taking
Can I admit something? I'm not even lying. The first like 10 dates, You know what it's got to be? It's got to be in broad daylight. Like, ladies, I know you, from what I've seen online, I know ladies have said like they hate them. A real man not going to take you on no lunch date or no brunch date or no breakfast date. That's exactly where I'm taking you. Because you want to know why? People don't shoot easily in breakfast and lunchtime.
Man,
why?
where do you be
Because listen, people don't shoot.
People don't go to the Gaza Strip for Starbucks.
Yeah,
People don't shoot easily. People don't shoot
Lebanon.
easily. No, I'm being dead serious. Like, people gonna think twice. Like, if you're committing that type of crime in the middle of the day where you're busting shots, like, you have got nothing to live for. All right, do you? But like, no, we got to go out at some time where, like, I know, like, the gunman has to think twice about what he's gonna do. Like, if I bust shots in this direction, how many other people am I gonna hit? Because I'm only trying to hit that one person, but I don't need these 10 people to get hit because I already got 2 priors and 1 pending because my you know what I mean? I need the gunman to think. Real talk.
Conrad, do you stay in Gotham?
Exactly.
Hey, Conrad going to the Chinese spot in the hood. That's where he going.
I mean, like,
I'm telling you guys the truth. I've just had some really bad times. So when I look at like being married now, man, I'm the most safest I ever been in my whole entire life. Because when I was out in the streets in Dayton, man, I kid you not, I seen these 2 people go on a date, and the crazy boyfriend run up on the man talking about, that's my woman. And she said, I'm not with you. This man open hand mollywopped her and the man.
Oh,
now security was there to take him down, but he mollywopped both of them because she was like, you not my man. She didn't even get through to man, and he had both of them on the ground. So you know what I mean, you see these things enough time, and it's not the same one situation, but you walking by and you in close proximity, these things, they start to make you think like, I need to be somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Go
live
ahead,
in a white
go ahead.
neighborhood.
No,
Shout out to me.
I got to ask you this question now. Now, all right, let's say, for instance, right, because now since you bring this up, now what if that scenario did happen, but instead of the man mollywopping, like, you know, both of you guys, right, like he just mollywopping the woman, even though you didn't know that she had, like, you know, like a crazy ex-boyfriend or whatever, but he still feel obligated to still punch in her face or whatever. Would you still try to defend her honor, even though she lied to you about still having relations with that dude?
I would, because I'd have to try. I mean, after I push him to the floor and like make him hit his head on a counter, I'd have to try to explain to him that like he doesn't need to go to jail just because, you know, she lied. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like, think about this. We not built for jail, at least not long term. We think we are, but we're not. So think about this. Like, after I make sure he's injured, I'm explaining to him that he doesn't need to go to jail. Like, I am a big
Like, wake up, buddy.
I'm very big on making sure you know your surroundings. Mm-hmm. Like, remember that scene out of Coming to America where the gunman Samuel L. Jackson came in there and he had the shotty, but my man was just slowly just taking off the mop stick. Like that. Like, I'm gonna wait till you're really not paying attention to me, and yeah, you about to do what you about to do, and I'm gonna make sure like you're not dead, just somewhat incapacitated, like you can't move because your kneecap got shattered. I know if I kick you at a 90-degree angle in the side of your knee, you actually can't use your leg again. Or if I don't want to kill you, but I'm gonna kick you hard enough to break your femur, so like that pain, when that hits that nerve, you can't actually respond because you've actually already pooed yourself. Like, yeah, like I'm not joking. I'm so well prepared for this stuff. Like, okay, like you out there, you about to mollywop her. I know I got 3 seconds. As you lift this arm, I could just slip it in there and slip it and just, you know, I'm 6'3". So like if I get you in a choke, a rear naked choke, I know the guillotine.
Sir, you're
just
6'3",
guillotine.
you already won.
Hey, no, I need you. I need to get home. I need to get home, and she needs to get home. So if we're gonna protect it, I'm not protecting you the way so everybody can just, oh, that was good job protection. No, he's got to be out.
M3 brought up a very good point that's actually got me thinking right now, brother. If I go out on somebody on a date and her ex-boyfriend come up on somebody and shit, and through the conversation, she's like, I don't got no ex-boyfriend. She lied to me. She was just real deceptive and what have you. And then, like, you know, she come up. I'm gonna try to be like, hold up. Let's not do that. You know, we don't get in trouble. This ain't the way you want to rock or whatever. But you got to be careful because I've seen situations where a dude was with a chick that had a dude, and her boyfriend came and started like fighting the dude, and then the chick jumped in on the side of the boyfriend and started fighting the date. Instead of like her boyfriend came to fight her, he goes to the date goes to step in, and then the girl and the boyfriend end up beating up the boyfriend. I mean the date. Oh, I mean, so it's just like you. That is a you can see.
Now, see, this is exactly why I let people run off cliffs, because like when this stuff happens, yo, like if I even have to think that far, I might let him get at least a shove in, and see how you react. If she doesn't defend herself or like get loud or try to like I'm gonna still do something about it. But like, see, this is the stuff that I'm thinking about. Like, why do you have a situation on that's followed you to Starbucks or KFC or anywhere for that fact? Like when we start talking about value of a person, you don't value you. If you're willing to walk out of your house and be in a situation where you're with this modhead person that should be committed because they think that you and them is in a relationship, even though you broke up with them 10 years ago, and they feel like, oh, they saw you in the store and they simply remembered that time when you guys were hugged up in the bathtub. I'm sorry. You should know your surroundings, and you don't value your life, because that's the next aspect of this. There's some people that we entertain that they don't value themselves because they haven't done enough for themselves to make sure that they're protected and that their life stays valuable to be able to be cared for and protected by somebody else. And that's the other side of this. Why are you putting the public in danger because you don't know how to handle your business?
So,
but real quick, can I answer this scenario? Oh, go ahead, Dame. Go ahead.
Oh, so just real quick. The moral of the story is, don't take women out in the places where they rock in their neighborhood. You take them to your shit.
I'll be damned if I take them to my neighborhood and fuck up my shit.
But going back to the question M3 stated about that scenario, all first dates where there's some drama lead to me leaving safely. Calling another chick up because it's over at that point. It's like, man, I'm not like nobody. If her man come up, like if he gets disrespectful for me, that's when it's gonna escalate. Like you said, if he's trying to like hit her or something, I'm like, hey man, you need to calm down. But if they keep going, I'm out, man. Like
in this generation, I have to push him against something. Like, bro, he has to hit his head off.
Y'all do y'all thing. Because he come in my vicinity, he gonna get wrecked. But yeah, no, I'm out of there.
Wait, hold on.
Stan's looking at me like a
Jordan, let me make sure I understand correctly, right? So if you was on a first date with someone, and again, assuming that, well, let's just go with the story narrative that she told you a lie that, hey, like her life is perfect, she ain't got no crazy ex-boyfriends or boyfriends currently, but her dude just pops up or whatever at a certain spot, and then he's slapping her or whatever, or they arguing, you're gonna walk out in the middle of it, right? But you're not gonna protect her?
No, I'm gonna break it up, and I'll be like, hey man, why take it easy? We over here, of course, have the conversation. But if they escalate back up, then there's only so much you can do at that point, man. So yeah, I'll try to split them apart. Be like, hey, like I said, I'll talk to him with some logic. Like, dude, don't throw away your life for this dumb stuff, going to jail and stuff. But if they keep cussing at each other and inciting each other, it's like, man, I'm not about to stick around this shit.
Yeah, I feel you on that. See, that's the situation. If it was some deception or whatever, like I said, and that's why I put this scenario out there. If it was like a stranger, you just called it crossfire shit. But if it's her dude who baby daddy who she shouldn't be, number one, she shouldn't be out dating in the first place. And number two,
thanks.
if you bro, I'd be like, this y'all shit. I ain't do, brothers, calm down. This ain't the way you want to go. Don't do
single
that.
Fellas. Yo, these guys are too nice about this. Y'all know this is the Darealreel, man. And I ain't a thug. I ain't tough. I ain't like 200 pounds soaking in muscle. I ain't never been in the army. I took a couple self-defense classes. I know how to choke out a man. I know how to kick out a man's kneecap. You understand what I'm saying? If you're single guys, listen to me. If you're in public, right, you taking a girl out for a date and her baby father, ex-boyfriend of ex-boyfriend, side guy, whatever he is, he rolls up in public and starts yelling, I kid you not, You need to find the quickest, heaviest object that is movable. And the minute he takes a step towards you, you need to say, hey, you are now infringing on my freedom. Once you announce that and you announce that you're scared, anything you do is legal. Just don't kill him.
Oh,
Knock him out, because guaranteed.
That is absolutely not true.
Hey, I'm not asking you if it's true or not. Single guys, go take some boxing classes, get your hands registered, and let people know. My hands are registered. You are disturbing the peace. I feel afraid for my life. The police do it all the time. Just make sure you got a body cam or somebody's camera on you, and literally just, hey, we're not going to do this here. Doesn't listen once, you repeat yourself twice. Doesn't repeat yourself twice. By the time you get to the third time, please have a plan of action. Whether you choke the man out and call the police and get him arrested and get that man out of there, and then get her out of there. Make sure when the police show up and say, why did this happen? You point to her and say, he's the offender and she's the instigator. Get them both out of here. Everybody going to jail. Everybody getting cases. I'm putting cases on all you. You're going to be sleeping in Pelican Bay by the time I'm done with you.
What said, everybody got a plan until you get punched in the face.
Yeah,
well, I'm not trying to get punched in the face.
Yeah. And one last thing, right? If so happens, right, that you missed the recording, right, the first recording, before you yell out, hey, that type of monologue, make sure you do a take 2, okay? So that way you have a higher chance to not go to jail afterwards if your hands is registered. So I'm just saying. Or if you have to delete somebody. But Conrad said don't delete nobody. So that kind of kills them.
Try your best not to delete nobody, but understand how to operate in the situation, right? Because when we talk about men providing and protecting and being able to make sure a woman get home safe, I'm a sincere believer. Like I've always, even my wife, okay? Again, we went to, one day I was finishing work. And at this time we were finishing work, there was a barbecue. The city would have the city rib fest going on, right? Every year by 5:30, between 5:30 to 7:30, this rib fest gets shot up. Every year. Now, I was finishing work that day. Guess what time? 5:30. What time did the rib fest start? 4:30. So it's been and I know the people from the city that are going to be going to the rib fest, and I know who has problems in that side of the city. My wife goes, hey, I want to go to the mall. I'm going to meet you at the mall across from your work. I said, which work? The one beside the rib fest? She said, yes. I said, no. Can we meet at the other one? Can we at least the one that's 10 kilometers away? She's like, why? I'm like, because the rib fest is going on. She's like, so? I'm like, every year it gets shot up between 5:30 and 7:30 p.m. I finish work at 5:30. She's like, nah, it's going to be fine. Stop thinking like that. I kid you not. So I walk into the mall. I walk into the mall. Hold on. No, we good. I walk into the mall. As I walk into the mall, now I've made sure to make sure that the right people in the right spaces know my name, know my face. They know me so well, and we have such a good relationship that they call out to me before I could even call out to them. So the head of security of the mall, I'm good friends with him. Every job that I've worked in the city, I've always made sure I double back with him, make sure he's all right. How's your family doing? He asks how my family's doing. Christmas, a check for him all this time. So we good. I walk in the mall. I see him. How's everything? He's like, I'm responding. You see, look at the situation. Because of my thoughtfulness as a man, standard, leading, provision, protection. Step into the mall. He goes, I'm responding to a situation right now. I said, which way are you going? He said, that way. I didn't walk in the opposite direction. I followed the head of security, because if there's anybody who's not about to get hurt without somebody going to have repercussions, it's the head of security. We walk up to the situation. Isn't it one of my boys and another guy that is causing a situation? I said, hey, I know him. He's like, really? I was like, yeah, that's my boy. He's like, well, he's intoxicated. I said, let me diffuse the situation, get him out the mall. As I'm doing that, I see a group of young guys holding their waist. I said, hey, bro, we got to go now. He's like, no, I'm just trying to, and he drunk. I'm trying to explain to them, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do this. And da 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 da. I'm like, no, okay, don't worry. I know the head of security. He's cool. He's giving me permission to help you get away from the situation. Can we leave now? So we get outside. My man walks towards the Rib Fest. I said, yeah, my wife's supposed to meet me over here, so I'm gonna just stay over here. But every year.
That was your wife that said. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, let's meet at the mall. It was her. So when she got there, I said, we are leaving now. She's like, but I wanted to stop at this store. I'm like, the other mall we're going to go to has that exact same store. We're gone. And we left. Now, we got home at about 6:30. 7:30 rolls on. Everything's blessed. I go to sleep. Turn back on the news. And about a half an hour ago, local man was shot. It is 9 p.m. at the same Rib Fest. Shot up. I just looked at my wife. She's like, don't. I said, no. This is why I talk and I say the things I say, because when you are not around me, I need to know you're in a part of the city where you can at least have some help, or the same way you walked in there without my presence is the same way you can walk. The same way you walked in there without my presence is the same way you can walk out of there. Likewise, if I'm with you, we both need to be able to walk out the same way we walked in, which is in peace. If you put me in a position, I will protect you, but I'm gonna cuss you out. I'm gonna cuss you out. I'm gonna cuss you. I love you, but I'm gonna cuss you. Because you got to understand, this is not about ego. And this is the thing that I would say women, on the one hand, men, yes, we can take this wrong. Damien alluded to this earlier, and so did Sophisticated. But it's just like, on the other hand, sometimes you need my ego to be in full ramp. Because sometimes ego provides protection. Ego can, mixed with a little bit of paranoia, can keep us safe. So young brothers, I'm going to say this again. Get some lessons, get in the gym, you know what I mean? Get your hands, know how to use them, know how to assess the situation, know how to be aware. Because when we're talking about having standards, let me just tell you it straight, and I'll put it back to the guys and we can see if we disagree about what I'm about to say. But these women not going to change no time soon. And unfortunately, there's not enough of them listening to these podcasts to even care about what we're saying right now. So that means your chances of walking into a situation where her ex-man or her baby father or the guy that she used for a situation could run up on you is going to increase more and more. You're going to have to be able to understand that you got to operate with a level of with a standard that is multivariate. It's hitting at multiple levels. You can't just be the good looker. You got to be a good looker that can fight. That you got some money that if she needs to get home and you're not driving a car, you can put her in an Uber and get her home. Because yes, on one hand, you need to make sure it's part of being a man. You need to make sure that those that are in your vicinity do have a level of safety around you because you are a man. That is non-negotiable. We are not men part-time. We're not men seasonally. And I've had to learn this. My grandfather taught it to me. I've seen these men on here. They live by it, and I'm a co-sign it. We are men, whether we like it or not. We are ready to go, whether we like it or not, whether we're tired or not. However, when that comes to mitigating risk, you're going to have to look some people in the face and tell me you can't rock with me because you're more of a liability, and I don't value liabilities. And ain't nothing wrong with that. I yield the floor, brothers.
Okay. I just got one thing. So I just want to remind something you said. You said you said this is your wife. You told your wife when you were dating, or was this your wife, or you just said, hey, let's not rock with her because they shoot that much?
No, we were already married at that point.
That's crazy to me. And I hear you on that. That's crazy that she was like, I don't care. That's kind of indicative of my wife. My wife has lived a life that was like pretty like sheltered, and like she lives oblivious to like the real danger.
Same with my wife
and shit like that. So I gotta be like, no. That's East Oakland, baby. That's in East Oakland. We're not going to East Oakland. No. because it's not like I wouldn't protect you, but the first thing I'm gonna do to protect is to make sure I don't put myself in a situation where I hear you on that. But it's just crazy to me that yeah, and I agree with you. If she's like, yeah, let's go to this, I don't care. Any like admonishments you gave her was duly earned on her part. If she said, no, it's quicker to go through the dangerous spot than go through the safe route. I mean, like, and she obviously showed a significant amount of great qualities outside of that. But I'm telling the young brothers, if that happens early on in just the dating phase, you might want to reconsider the woman that you're with. If she's not like, no, if you say, hey, no, it's dangerous, you know, people are shooting over there, I don't want to go that route, we can go this route. She's like, no, let's go this route. You really might want to be like, she may be not the one that has my best interest in my safety and interest at heart, because that's crazy to me. Like, yes, that's it's crazy to me.
Yeah, I just want to put this out there. Like you said, and when you asked the question, that's a great qualifying question. Yes, we were already married. We had already been married for, I think that was like going into our second year. You know what I mean? And she's not inept. She wasn't adept to those things. You know what I mean? She doesn't know how to spot that. She's not a spotter. She ain't never been around life like that. Like, I've been on both sides of the track. I've had police show me how they like watch guys to set up a situation and they just let things happen so that, you know what I mean? So I had to give her a little bit of grace, but you best believe I was losing it.
The perfect example is how men and women go on vacation. Like, there's always these memes. That's me and my wife. I always send it to my wife because it's perfect. Like, she goes like, la 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 la. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. I'm like, all right, who's with that motherfucker doing? Okay, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. My head is always on the swivel, especially if the kid's with me. My head. She's like, why don't you just relax? I like, because I'm in pit bull mode right now. I gotta protect all of y'all. I do this so you guys can have this carefree lifestyle and enjoy this stuff like without a worry, because I got it. You know, I hear you on that. Women don't get that aspect of it.
But I did want to go back to that scenario with the restaurant, the one that M3 started. And the reason I was giving you a little pushback on that, Conrad, because I'm never gonna let nobody punk me. But like, I had a situation when I was like younger, man, because I was a hothead. So anybody came in my vicinity, I was trying to come at them and stuff. Because, you know, I've been doing like kickboxing, let way for my whole damn life and stuff. But I got sued because like a dude, he came at me and my friend. We're in a club. These dudes started to start some stuff with us. So me and my friend came and like tore these dudes up. So even though we had like witness statements and stuff that, you know, they came and started stuff, man, we still had to pay for like the doctor's bills and stuff like that. So I think it's sometimes in our head, man, we think we got like the plan in place and how to handle stuff. Is just like, man, it typically don't play out like that. So I just think, it's like if people could get out of there because we had to pay for that, then the lawyer fees. So you're looking at about like damn near 30 stacks, you know? So so it's just like sometimes, man, get up. That's why I say, man, you got to put your ego to the side. It's like, man, you know what you're capable of, you know what you should be able to do. But if it ain't your beef, like the dude come up there in that situation, like M3 laid out, she lied to you, man, it's no longer your problem. Get up out of there, man. Like, avoid that situation altogether, because all it takes is one thing to spiral out of control. So you might have a plan in place in your mind, but there's so many emotions and stuff, even in war, man, because I was a mercenary too. And, you know, we used to train all the time, and dude, just one element could change the whole situation that you probably practice for time after time. So it's just like,
very true.
Leave that stuff alone. Because even when we're talking about taking a bullet for somebody, I don't know if anybody took a bullet. I have. Your body ain't meant to take them. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of stuff we say we want to do, but it's like when you get in that situation, typically it just you respond a little different. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
That's very true. That's very true. And so now that I'm off my energy and my hypeness of this coffee that I was drinking earlier,
we just gotta have these brothers out here like.
Well, and you see, this is why, like, and transparently for those who's going to listen to this on the podcast later, this is why aligning yourself, right, and being able to be teachable and coachable is important in life. And this is something that I'll say to as we talk, as this topic, living the standards that you expect others to meet. I said this to a young lady the other day, and she asked me a question about relationships and having her family, and her family's 90% women, right? She got like one uncle. And I said to her, okay, your aunties and your other cousins, they're bringing men to you. But realistically, do they exhibit the good qualities necessary to vet these men that they're bringing to you? Like, do they have a track record of picking valuable assets, long-term value, return on investment, ROI? Do they exhibit that in their own life? And she's like, well, no. I'm like, okay, so then why would you put yourself, as much as you love your family, you trust them, why would you put yourself in a situation by people, when it comes down to making an informed decision, they don't have that quality? They don't exhibit that skill to be a critical thinker and to acknowledge the unseen things that can be seen by others. And so this is why we're having this conversation, and this is why I align myself with brothers like y'all, because I learn a lot from you guys in these conversations, right? There's a way that Stan operates that is completely right and can be used as a stepping stool. There's a way that M3 operates. There is experience that Sophisticated has. There's a mode of operation and rationality and logical deductive reasoning that Damien has, and that you all have, to be able to say, okay, yes, there's always going to be many factors that can cause a situation to veer off, but there also are standards that you do have to operate by. And that's the great thing, that we all have different outlooks on a type of situation and a type of experience. But with that, we have all said it in some way, shape, or form, that there does have to be a standard there. And you got to live that standard as you expect others to meet it. And I would say, ladies, if you're listening to this and you're single, and you're, especially for those of you young, your box is not a standard. Yo, sex is not a standard, okay? And if that's what you're thinking is a standard to the world, outside of sex crimes, there is not one aspect of box or sex that actually changes political policies. So you need to chill out with that. You're not gonna save the world through sex. I'm sorry, it ain't gonna happen. And box. Say that again.
I said, man, tell that to all the delusional ones. Hey,
yeah.
Sex makes
go ahead.
the world go around. The box and all that,
But the box have caused a lot of war, though.
Oh Lord! And can I say one thing that Dame said earlier that I think is a good point? Because I know we gave him some pushback, but just even thinking about those scenarios and stuff, he's kind of spot on. Where it's like, man, you better make sure you know who you're going out with. Like I said, I still like the first date, not lose my life for you. But I mean, he's right to a certain. I mean, he's still right though. Like if I'm gonna take somebody out, I need to make sure I'm having them like first, few initial conversations to make sure you're even worthy of going out with me, because there is an element of risk that could happen. That could put my life at risk. I'm still dipping out, but I'm
gonna call cap on you, Jerk, because you were in the military, because you're immersed, because you're highly trained, those instincts gonna kick in, and you're gonna revert back to your instincts to probably your instinct when you were in the military was not to run. Yours was to.
I think it's being safe. I think people might look at it as running, but yeah. Definitely try to get it back there. So I'm gonna keep it safe, but I can't take the bullets, Dave. I'm sorry, man.
Oh my days.
I noticed something in this, right? Because we're looking at service, right? But like, what about loyalty? Because if I take a bullet, are you going to take care of me? Are you that loyal? Because I know that's not in these streets. Loyalty Can't even buy that from the Dollar Tree.
Well, you're
So
not
I
doing
don't
it for
know.
her. You're doing it because of who you are. So you're not.
Yeah,
the
that's what,
expectation
I
is
get
like,
what
what
Dame's
you gonna
saying.
do.
But
You're not
while I'm
expectation like,
watching,
okay, you're gonna take care of me.
Because Dame,
while
you're
I'm
probably right. I
watching
probably
TV
would end up doing it.
Yeah, I know you would.
Stan, always remember what Chris Brown said, man. These hoes ain't loyal, man. And you know, if you're looking for hoes, I'm just saying, don't expect their appreciation. It ain't worth it.
You're not. Oh my God, I'm about to jump. I'm gonna do this to protect you because I'm getting something. I'm gonna protect you because I'm a protector. I protect people when it's possible.
Like your
when it's in my
principles and
power to
stuff.
do so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a morality thing for you, pretty much. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, Stan, you ain't getting no loyalty. Soon as your cripple ass come out there, she can be like, "Hey, listen, I really appreciate you doing this for me, but Jorge came back into my life, and we're doing pretty good right now. So you
I'm
hang
not
in there."
wheeling your ass around the city.
Jorge came back to my life, and his lower extremities work just fine.
You know, he likes running and stuff. You know, you're limited.
She may wheel you around for like a month or two and be like, "Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work out."
Hey, at least you're the honorable mention, Stan. You know, if you do go out there and feel
guys, then like sex act itself, it is submission because the woman either got to do missionary or doggy style, and she got to trust you, penetrating in the whole nine. Could it be that after that, the expectation is
just
that
love
she
submission? I think he's the worst. You want to make everything submission. You eat ice cream in submission.
But I'm just saying, like, could it be for like these guys, for like the young generation, because the act of sex is a form of submission that they want to see it played out when people put their clothes on? I'm wondering, because our generation, we saw it before you take off the clothes, but this generation, they don't have that.
They're not even, this generation's not even getting it after clothes are off.
Yeah.
This generation doesn't know what real submission from a woman looks like. They
That's
don't.
what I'm saying. I'm wondering, like,
they'll never experience that.
Well, Stan, to answer that question, like, I unfortunately, like, I don't look at it as an act of submission. I look at it as like an open of vulnerability, right? You're being vulnerable, right? Yeah, but it's not submission though. Because here's the thing, right? Think about how many times like you have sex with a whole bunch of like masculine women and women that is dominant, like because like you decide to like finally like become like your box. Now you're submissive.
When you going to women's prisons,
left and right.
Like, yeah, man. Submission, right? It's a deeper love to it, right? Like you're putting something. Once you're doing something that you're sacrificing, you know what I mean? Like you're doing something outside of your normal character, then I could be like, all right, what you did was an act of submission, and I appreciate you for doing that.
So three,
but sex, fuck that shit. Like, I'm not tying that down to like you being submissive.
No,
yes, man, you tripping on that way.
Sex is an equal. If you're doing it right, it's an equal value exchange. There's nobody really submitting there because both people are getting equal value out of the engagement. Mm-hmm. Submission is usually you doing something for somebody. You're allowing somebody to take over some aspect of it. But don't get me wrong, it can't be sexual because there is that BDSM stuff where it can have some sexual connotations, but that's different. But just sex it should be an equal value exchange. Both people should be getting something out of the exchange if it's done right.
Facts.
Sorry,
did I answer your question, Stan?
She giving up the box don't mean she's submitting to you.
Yeah, man. That's like writing a check on a Tuesday. Did you spell Tuesday correct?
Give up the box, that is submission.
You said
what was that?
And she gives me money and give me up the box and give me the box.
No, none of that. None of that.
What's she paying me?
No, that's for
that's pay as you go. That's pay as you go.
That's
pay as you go.
Me.
No.
Yeah, that's pay
you
as
the
you
hoe.
go.
You saying if she's giving you money? That might be submission. I'm with Stan on that one. That's pimping. That's definitely submission.
No. You the hoe.
I'm not the hoe. I'm the guy.
You the hoe.
Stan, pimps get chose. Nah, that's submission, baby. Stan, I'm with you. How much bread we looking at?
You just say BDSM, so that's submission.
She was like, thanks for the dick. Here's $200 on the nightstand. Use a hoe.
Hey, but
You gotta run in your pantyhose. Even your daddy knows. Oh man.
I'm not gonna lie though. Like, if you got it like that, where it's like people are paying you, like let's say like Chris Brown, like people are paying him $1,000 just to get a picture taken by him. I mean, out of their boyfriend's money and shit, right? I mean, shit.
No, those girls don't respect that, man. We don't even have to.
What we talking about? They don't respect what, Chris Brown?
No, they don't respect. They don't respect their boyfriends at all.
Nobody care about the respect for their boyfriends. If they allow that to happen, like they deserved it, right? But
no, it's more or less infatuation. I would say.
Infatuation,
but
I
still ain't
you infatuate your clothes at the side of the road. Like, bro, if we ain't bro, you take my money and go post up with Chris Brown. Are you fried, bro?
Man,
it's like
you'll know when a woman submits to you, because the expectation, she will just look at you and say, I'm putting my future, my world
in your hands,
safety, my in your hands to lead me in a direction, not just long term, not just, hey, lead me on this date, or lead me into this, or lead me into the bedroom, like you like to say. What you call it? You're leading me into the future. That's how you know you've got a woman who's submitted to you, and you've done enough to prove that you're a guy worth submitting to. And it's
for the condo, her paying for the car, her paying for my MBA program.
That's not submission. You the hoe.
I think that's submission. Stan, I'm with you. That's a little bit.
So let me get
that's
this
out
straight.
of female character to do that anyway. So if she's doing that and she's with you, that's definitely submission. I would say
because you know why? Because if she's doing all that, she is not losing anything. If she can pay for all that shit, that means she got it like that, and it's costing her nothing but a little bit of change. She's not putting her future in your hand.
But we gotta understand though, right?
Because that's not the norm for most guys to get that. That's what I'm saying. That would be submission.
Buy me stuff, but they didn't submit to me. But they just wanted to try to show me they different from other chicks.
But keep on in the beginning. You
said
I
disagree, right? Because that's the same equivalent to like the woman braiding my hair, right? I mean,
no. The submission.
Did you pay the chick that braided your hair?
Oh hell no.
Did she do a good job?
You said she got. You said she has a man.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let me.
Did you smash?
No. She got a husband.
Oh, okay.
Before.
No. Before that, I had a wife or whatever, right? But now.
Okay.
Before that.
So she just did a friendly act of service for you.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you where submission would come into place. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, so everything always comes with a price, right? Because you have to understand, right? See, if somebody wants your attention, you gotta make it work, right? So the thing is, a lot of guys, you guys give out free attention so many times that they're not working for it. They're not earning it. Now, I be it, right? Like my aunt did give me some persimmons or whatever, some fruit or whatever, and I just passed it to her or whatever. You got to make it work real quick, right? You gotta let them know, like, hey, like, look, I appreciate you because you did this for me. You're helping me to level up and do certain other tasks, right? That I want to say that's personal, right? After that, you give them a small little reward. You don't give them money, Hopefully none of y'all are doing that, tricking. But you let them know that, hey, you're appreciated. You give them words of affirmation. Now they feel good about yourself, but hey, you still need to get your hair braided. If you got longer hair like me, okay, now you got to kind of like work it, right? Initially, some women are going to be like feel insecure because especially if they're not black and they haven't touched like a Negro hair before, right? Now you got to pump the hair up and say like, okay, look, with your little
about to get a weave.
Fingers, right? Like you can do this, right? Your small little fingers, like, hey, I believe in you, right? I believe you could do an excellent job. Try it, right? And once they try, give them a trial version. Once they try, they be like, oh, damn, like, okay, like, finally touching Negro hair for the first time.
This is not submission. This is weird foreplay.
This is no
foreplay. and now they're hooked and they want to do it again for free.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna tell you something. I'll tell you where submission would come into that. It's not, hey, you're a good guy, you're a friend, I like you, I want to learn how to braid, or cool, I'm doing you a favor. It's not a favor. Submission ain't a favor. The submission would come if the husband said, I don't want you touching another man's head because I don't feel like it's appropriate. And she agrees to never touch another man's head, but she never agrees to never braid your head. That would be submission. It wouldn't be because she's sacrificing your friendship or whatever because it's what he deems appropriate for the relationship.
So here's the other thing, right? Oh, I'm hearing echo. So here's the other thing, right? In all fairness, the husband don't even want her around me at all, period. But she has to kind of, whatever. We work together. So she, fuck him, right? So she know the program.
Yeah, that dude need to get a new woman.
Oh, Conrad. That's what Conrad going. This is dangerous, man. This is dangerous.
My wife would never put her hands in another man's hair ever.
Not at all.
Yeah,
never.
But Stan, what one good indicator if you want to realize like if somebody is submitting to you, people will recognize it too. That's around you. They'll be like, "Hey, man, that's a good woman. Keep her." Like if it's family, females in your family, other people that's like close to you, they will also recognize like, "Dang, she's different, man. She's a keeper," or stuff like that. So people will be able to identify it, and like Dame said, you'll be able to tell like when somebody's submitting to you because it should be like reciprocal. They looking out for you and stuff. So yeah, it's just a totally different, huh?
The part that I'm getting stuck with, Dame said she does things that she's never done for any other man. So
I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
No, I said that. Yeah.
That's what okay. That's why I got confused at because I'm like, yo, if
that's a part of it, but that's not just it.
But if she's paying, if she's going to pay for my MBA program, and then she's going to get me a new car and also a condo, also an allowance.
Oprah give away cars all the time. Oprah pay for scholarships all the time. She's submitting.
Well, yeah, that's why I was going to ask you.
Oprah ain't give it to me yet.
Does this girl buy every boyfriend she had? Does she do? Is this like just her?
Nope.
So if you're the first one, and you, like I said, you had like a extended period, y'all was kicking it, and she's just like, I want to do this for you. I never felt this way in my life. Then yeah, that would be submission.
Yeah, because other girls, I have. This is the part I told you that Miss Polly's gonna get on my case about me always dropping the ball. But I always have these opportunities that will come up. But this one, I haven't done anything to deserve it. But she's just been watching me, and then she just wants to,
She's not. She's just trying to set herself apart from other women. That's not submission.
Wait. So Stan,
yeah, that's why I said it's got to be a extended period of time. It's got to be consistent. Like if she, like he said, if she's just doing blind stuff in the beginning, that's what like guys be doing too. Like, oh, let me buy stuff and try to like you said, get good favor.
Yeah, wait, Stan, let me ask you this question, right? Yeah. So if you ask her for anything, she'll be willing to give it just for you, right?
Yeah, but I never asked for anything.
Okay, wait, no, but hypothetically, let's just say like I needed like something. Let's just say like I don't know, a pair of tennis shoes. Let's just be lighthearted with it, right?
Yeah.
And you ask her, hey, like, or you tell her like, hey, like can you hook my friend up with a pair of tennis shoes?
You trying to get in there like, what can I get off this chick?
No, I will never.
No. I'm just saying.
Like, what shit she buying?
Hold on. That's the point I'm trying to get. But no. If you told her that, right? Will she say yes or no? Because you have that power, right? What she do?
I never.
But think about it. If you're confident enough to say like, yes, she will do it for my friend if I asked her to do it,
I'll never put her in that position. I'll never do that. That to me would be disrespectful. So I never take money from women. I mean,
we know you're not going to do it, but I'm just saying, like, do you feel confident that you have the power to do it? Will she say yes or no? That's all.
I wouldn't know because I wouldn't put her in that predicament.
No, I know, Stan, but I'm just saying, like, if you did do it, so you don't want to answer the question because.
No, I wonder, like, if love them, if it's not submission, is it because she loves me or she wants to tell me?
No, dude, it's not submission. Submission is not that. Submission, I think.
But is it love?
I don't know if she loves you. I don't know her. I don't know what she says to you. Does she say I love you? That's the quickest way to tell it.
Well, if she loves watching me far and she's like trying to invest in my life.
I don't know if the chick, she may be in love with you. Maybe all I'm saying is like she has not submitted you because she has not put her future in your hands. That's what she hasn't done. She's put financially stuff in her hands, but anybody can do that. anybody can give you shit,
Now,
especially if they got money.
Maybe she's buying her future with Stan. I mean, maybe
No, she's just trying to set herself apart from other chicks. She's really trying to differentiate herself. I had this chick, and I think I told this story. I don't know if it was on my show or on Will's show, where this chick, like somebody crashed in the back. I had a Mercedes. Somebody crashed in the back of it, and this is when I was like, that I'm still fly. I got a quarter tank of gas in the new E-Class. I couldn't afford shit, but I had a nice car. It was one of those things where she came and like the next time I went to go see her, she had a new tail light for me. And she said, I'm trying to show you I'm different from these other bitches. And because she knew I was talking to other chicks. She was just trying to make herself stand out or have a leg up on anybody else. It didn't work, but she made the attempt. And it was what it was. She wasn't submitting to me. She was just trying to like separate herself from all the other women that I could be with or what have you. I think that's what this woman is doing. She's not putting her future in your hands to lead. That's submission. Agreement. How long you been with her?
Huh?
How long you been messing with her? Would you say?
No, not. She seen me mess with other women. She's a friend of a friend.
Yeah, she ain't. Yeah.
But she offered me like, hey, if you show up I need you to come to this party and I'll pay you. And I got the clothes set up.
She's trying to stand out. She's trying to stand out. Yeah. She's trying to floss. She's trying to stand. It's not submission. Submission is something a woman
I won't do it. M3. I can't do it. Because I don't want to. Here's something like if you dated rich girls, it's not good. It's just not a good place.
Is she white?
Good. Huh?
Is she white?
No, the one that proposed to me was white. That was another. Yeah, I don't.
Man, you out here messing up, man. You better stop playing out.
See,
here.
that's what you sound like, Miss Polly. No, I think D will have my back on this one.
Man, like this, like he want a rough life, man.
He's not ready to settle down because what you call it, and I'm gonna tell you how you know when you're ready. You think you're ready to be somebody's husband. You are far from ready to be somebody's husband because what difference is this shit you doing right now will have no value to you when you're ready to be somebody's husband. It will have no. I knew when I was ready to be somebody's husband, even before I had a wife, because all the wild shit. And believe me, I was a club reporter for a while, and we did some wild ass fucking shit. Excuse me, my French, Conrad. I just get passionate about shit. It's just like it's like it's all right. I knew none of that had any kind of appeal to me anymore. It lost all its flavor. It was tasteless. It was meaningless. It was what have you. So I knew I was convinced I needed to move on to the next phase of my life. But then you have to do the work. Then comes the commitment part where you got to do the work to actually change into that person. So I was a husband before I met my wife. That's how I knew it was an easy transition from going to that. There were some bumps in the road as far as like me still associating with people from the club part. But it was just like I knew I was ready to commit, and I didn't need a bunch of other women. I just needed one woman that's gonna like really have my back, and I felt like I did the work to be somebody could submit to. So I started the journey of her feeling comfortable submitting to me, So I think that's the difference. It's like women will do all kinds of stuff to stand out. The rich ones will buy you stuff. The broke ones will fuck you till your thing fall off. I mean, so that's the difference. Is like they will do stuff to stand out, but that's not submission. That's just playing the game to catch you. Yeah. They're trying to play their cards right so they get the ace, which is you. So
thank you.
You'll recognize when somebody's ready to submit to you, brother. But
damn that Stan, you got to get that bread. They putting it on the table, man. You gotta.
No.
Yeah, don't ask for nothing, man. Because she give you some stuff. She gonna feel like you beholden to her.
Yeah.
You gonna women. They're so not programmed to provide resources that if they do, they feel 1,000 times like you owe them something more than men do because we're conditioned to pay for dinners and buy them shit and stuff like that. And we could easily, depending on how much it is, charge it to the game. Women, they buy you something,
they owe you.
You their man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But D, like for real, thank you, because like sometimes it gets kind of confusing.
Yeah, man.
We're over here talking about.
Wait, so does making dinners also count too, or lunches? Like that don't count, right?
What submission?
Well, no. You mentioned that like if a woman buys you lunch and they're making you their man. But what if a woman like
I don't mean buy lunch. Buy lunch could be just courtesy, but like he was
Okay.
saying, pay for courses and stuff that costs higher, costs a lot. There's high end stuff. Then they really want to call it. But buying for lunches, if a woman spends $30 on you, at least you expect like a phone call, a couple of phone calls. Maybe you reciprocate with a lunch here and there and stuff like that. But she's expecting something in return. Women don't give out resources freely without an expectation of getting a tangible return on investment. Men will charge to the game.
I mean, the best thing to do, man, is just basically just spend time with them and that's it. I mean, it's really simple. Like, you ain't gotta go God, go all hard. Like, some of them do certain things because they value the quality time, and women love attention. So use attention as a part of the currency.
Yeah, I'm like this, and I tell men, like I said, after those 3 conversations that you have where you really find out this person is worth spending some of your resources on, you curate every single experience moving forward. Like if whenever possible, she may be like, hey, I saw this or whatever, but you make sure you can, because if what you need to do is, and the easiest way to do that is you bring her into your world, and just make sure your world is an interesting world, or a world that has something that might be eye-catching or whatever. And it's not hard to do. I think a lot of cats aren't investing in their own world to build their own circle of influence, and then bringing a woman into that's worthy of it. A lot of dudes just kind of let the woman, where you want to go? Okay. Oh, you want to go to Ruth Chris on our very first date? Me spend $400. Okay. No, you should be like, I go to this place. I enjoy it. You might enjoy it too. Come and experience my world. Don't let her be like, anytime a woman say, I want to go to this place or whatever, we'd have to be dating for a while for them to be like, oh yeah, we can go to blah, blah, blah. But in the first 10 days, you need to have planned all those, and they need to be someplace where you have influence status or know people or what have you. And the easiest way to do that is just and this is not for you, this is for just in general, for all the brothers watching, is just go out places by yourself. Go to a bar.
Or with other women.
No. Don't go with other women.
No. He's
right.
Go by yourself. Man.
That is
I
the
tell
word.
people all the time. Go by yourself.
There, your whole game get wrecked, bro.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta check out Ruth Chris, man. Like, especially one.
No, you don't.
No, Ruth Chris is up there with Olive Garden. You ain't missing out nothing.
Yeah, it's overrated. What you call it? But I'm seriously, go out by yourself. And this is something I learned from OG, which is good. Like if you got a local bar, go there frequently and tip well. Get to know the bartender. Get to know the wait staff or whatever. Because what'll happen is
everybody,
you'll bring in that date in there. They'll be like, "Hey, what's up, Stan? Hey, what's up, Michelle? Like, what you call it? You want your regular drink? Yeah, she's gonna have this." And you've already elevated yourself in the person that you're dating. Same thing with restaurants. Go to restaurants. Find a restaurant that you like. Tip well so they remember you. And you see these people want to get you sitting, and then it's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Hey, what you call it? It's just.
But it's a good place too, man, is to go to happy hours by like I'll say corporate zones or not residential, but like where they got like businesses, professional settings. Yeah. Telling you, man, like those are the best ones. Like me and my wife go to a lot of happy hours, but we be like telling our friends, single dudes and stuff. I'm like, man, come out with us, man. It's like a ton of good people that got their stuff together that be just letting themselves, go after work and stuff. So yeah, definitely check those out, man.
And it doesn't cost as much thing.
We might mess around and see Stan just show up in a suit. He's like, "Hey, I just finished a happy hour. How you guys doing?"
Go as how you would go. Go as you, because you don't want to have to. You don't want to have to set any kind of standard you don't want to maintain. But go to, like I said, go to places. Introduce yourself to the wait staff, the bartenders. Tip well so they remember you. And then when you bring dates there, they're gonna be like, "Oh, Stan, what's up? You want your regular?" blah, and you automatically like, who is this cat that everybody in here know? You'd be like Norm from Cheers. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, already be on top of the game.
But
All
Stan,
right,
get that
fellas,
money.
man, I gotta head on
Get that
out.
bread, Stan.
Yeah, no,
All right,
we gonna call it a night, brothers. Yo, y'all came out in force, whole leg. I wasn't, man. Y'all see this? Y'all see this? Man, oh my goodness. I'm gonna have fun chopping up this and clipping it. I'm gonna tell you guys that straight. I'm gonna have fun chopping this up and clipping it. Man, I'm so happy, and I really appreciate y'all being here, spending this time. M3, first time you're coming over on this side, and it definitely won't be the last. Stan, same thing. Damien, thank you for bringing that yellow bone through. No Diddy.
Oh my God. Just to set the record straight, Jerk is the yellow. I'm the Carmel kid.
Shout out to Dave for being light-skinned today.
Back in the day, I used to call the Carmel kid.
All right. I'll change that. I'll make sure I get that written down. You know what I mean? Carmel kid. Okay. Sophisticated. Always a pleasure, man. I really respect you guys and appreciate you guys for coming through. I'm gonna probably keep it up for a little bit because, like I said, I'm gonna be pumping you guys' handles. Again, just make sure anything that you want me to pump is in that back chat so I can get it out. M3, y'all going live tomorrow?
Sunday, 12 o'clock Eastern,
12 o'clock?
and what time is that Pacific?
That'd be 9 o'clock in the morning.
9 o'clock
Pacific.
Okay.
Eastern.
And Dame, I'm gonna get you on some topics, man, because I got some good ones. So I know your schedule busy.
I missed this a little bit. I can I can usually carve stuff around 9 o'clock a couple of days of the week or whatever. I just can't do the early stuff at all. It's like this week, especially it's my daughter's birthday, so I'm planning a birthday party for her.
Oh, happy birthday for you.
I tell her know that. I let her know some strange men said happy birthday to her.
No.
She like, "Are we safe?"
She like,
brothers,
did you say stay away from these strange men?
But Conrad, welcome back, man. This was a good time, man. Good topics as usual, man. Yeah, we definitely got to do more collabs and get everybody together, man.
Definitely. I mean, for over here, I like I said, I got a good brother that's working with me to help me get everything straight over here. I got a whole season, the rest of season 1 planned, and I got a whole season 2 that's already started, and we gonna rock out. So definitely, I'll make sure to get everybody the information as early as possible so we can all be on the same page, and I can make sure that I'm on the same page with y'all. With that said, peace in the T-Dot streets in the Middle East. Everybody that's on tuning to the podcast. Everybody on the West Coast, brothers, be safe.
All right.
Be peace.
Make sure you guys get your minds right.
But hey, your first date, use your girlfriend as a shield. No, I'm joking.
That's right. Later, everybody.
All right, peace.
Peace.
These boys are wild. Hey yo. Nowadays, everybody wanna get it. Fix up their home, they ain't go and live life to the limit. They don't biz about the future, they just in it for the minute. I'm here to run the race, turn the vision is to win it. When I look around the hell I live, it's splendid. Thinking you's a thug, that's a bunch of urban fiction. The chronicles of life, I propel them through the dark. Can't see them in the light, ready to help you with that part. Man, give me the keys, and I'm headed to the car.